A secure way to store your important files online? Let InnoScale handle it for you. Their high availability cloud servers are the perfect solution for clients needing one or more secure scalable servers with built-in hardware failover protection. For details, see them online at InnoScale.net. In the news, U.S. Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has proposed the U.S. cut military and economic aid to Israel worth $3 billion a year in response to the re-election of Benjamin Netanyahu as Prime Minister. Ocasio-Cortez explained that there are many ways to protect the Palestinians from Israeli violations, including a bill proposed by Democratic Minnesota Representative Betty McCollum that would prohibit U.S. aid to Israel from being used to detain Palestinian children in the West Bank. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu pledged during his election campaign to annex illegal settlements built on the Palestinian lands in the West Bank. Ocasio-Cortez's view on Israel and Palestine has received extensive media attention. The Democratic candidate expressed her support for the Palestinians during the Land Day protests in Gaza, in which 135 Palestinians were killed by Israeli occupation forces. The Liberty Beat is sponsored in part by Brave Botanicals, high-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices, with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven, fighting for your right to consume plant-based medicine and natural remedies. Find out more at mybravebotanicals.com. And right now, Liberty Beat listeners can save 10% by using promo code SNLS at checkout. This is the latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Find us online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. Your news now continues. The Trump administration has declared the most severe new sanctions against Cuba since President John F. Kennedy imposed an economic embargo banning all trade with the communist island in 1962. Speaking in Miami on April 17th, the anniversary of the United States' failed 1961 invasion of Cuba's Bay of Pigs, National Security Advisor John Bolton announced the end of virtually all non-family travel to Cuba and placed new limits on the money Cuban Americans can send to family on the island. He also said the U.S. will now implement a 23-year-old law aimed at blocking both U.S. and foreign investment in Cuba, first passed by Congress in 1996 as part of a broader sanction package against Cuba, but put on hold because it triggered immense opposition among U.S. allies. The anti-media reports the harsh new sanctions reverse the disastrous Obama-era policies and finally end the glamorization of socialism and communism. That's according to Bolton. Trump's decision activates a long-suspended 1996 provision of U.S.-Cuba sanctions that allows Cuban Americans to sue in U.S. courts any company that benefits from private property of theirs confiscated by Fidel Castro's regime. In a highly disturbing video, 4 black men were chained to a table in a prison while a single white man was allowed access to a knife to brutally stab them. The graphic and hard-to-watch video is now the subject of a federal lawsuit filed earlier this month in the Southern District of Ohio. The Free Thought Project reports the 2 officers, identified only by their surnames of Fay and Dalton, laughed as 4 inmates were brutally stabbed in June of 2017, according to the suit. The cornerstone to the lawsuit is the surveillance video showing the horrifying event unfold as 4 men played cards only to be repeatedly stabbed by a psychotic and violent white supremacist. Shemaki Pugh and Maurice Lee are the plaintiffs in the lawsuit, which is seeking a modest $75,000. The suit claims the victims' civil rights were violated, including that they suffered cruel and unusual punishment because of the inaction of the prison guards. As the men are bleeding from their stab wounds, one of the guards says, quote, "We should just let them die." Support for the Liberty Beat comes from the Conscious Resistance Network, featuring videos, news reports, and articles from a spiritual anarchist perspective. Experience the Conscious Resistance at theconsciousresistance.com. How would you like to have your business featured on the Liberty Beat? You can. Just send an email to libertybeat@snls.news for details. This is the Liberty Beat, produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. The Liberty Beat is online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
For over 12 years, Halverson Enterprises CEO Peter Weathers has taken a hands-on approach in all aspects of the tech firm's growth and day-to-day business. But employees say the executive's true talent lies in his unique ability to recognize great ideas and then absolutely ruin them.
For as long as I've worked here, Peter has been able to sit down in a meeting, listen to a million different ideas, pick out the one that makes the most sense creatively and financially, and then totally destroy it until there's basically nothing worthwhile about it left. He's remarkable.
Employees throughout the company say they're most impressed by Weathers' ability to water down promising ideas with meaningless jargon, consistently choose the wrong person to head up every project, and inject virtually every halfway decent thought with his own short-sighted and terrible insights.
At our all-hands meeting the other week, our team put forth a very feasible plan to boost productivity, and it was really incredible to see Peter's mind at work, just taking every good aspect of our proposal and dismantling it like a small child.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
Yeah, you know what time it is. You know what day it is. It's 420.
Oh, God.
April 20th, 2019. Welcome to the live Saturday edition of Free Talk Live. It's Ian here.
And Mark.
And I didn't see you and the family at the 420 this afternoon in Concord.
Really, I'm very surprised at that.
You guys should have come out. Bring Jason Osborne, family, set up some, lawn chairs.
Yeah, I don't have any interest in hanging out at the 420 event. Thanks so much.
Well, we had a nice carpool.
This is Holy Saturday.
Saturday?
Yeah, that's what this is, yeah.
Okay. Meaning the day after Good Friday?
Yep.
Couldn't they have picked a better name for Good Friday? I think Rich Paul pointed this out the other night. It doesn't seem like it was a very good Friday for Jesus.
If you believe the story that he saved everybody's life from eternal damnation that he was going to send them to.
Nailed to a cross. I mean, that's not a good day.
Well, it's good if you can save everybody's life.
So, 420, right between Easter and Good Friday this year. I don't know how many times that's happened, but here we are. And, of course, people around the United States, around the world, have been either celebrating their newfound freedoms by lighting up some cannabis or committing good old-fashioned civil disobedience, as we did this afternoon in front of the New Hampshire State House in Concord, New Hampshire, for the 9th time in a row. It was year number 9. First year was 2010. Of course, regular co-hosts of ours, Rich Paul, and I were there. Rich, of course, leading the activities at 4:20 this afternoon Eastern Time with a group of what I thought was a decent turnout, considering that it was essentially a rainy day, basically all day in New Hampshire. I don't know if it was raining where you were, Mark. I know you and the family did take a trip today.
Some rain while we looked for Easter eggs.
Easter eggs. Oh, fun. Okay, cool. Did you do the helicopter egg drop thing?
Crazy. No, have no intention of playing around.
That sounds like so cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we went out there. Chris, who's one of our Friday night co-hosts, Vincent, and my roommate Matt, we all carpooled out and had a nice stop at Taco Biondo on the way out there. Tried to spend cryptocurrency. Unfortunately, there was some problems that we had to deal with. We'll handle that at another time. But I would say about 60 people, according to my count, at its peak for a drizzly, rainy day here in New Hampshire to come out. And, considering that people are feeling a little bit better about smoking cannabis these days here in New England and all the surrounding states, it is legal to possess it and smoke it. Probably not in public, but it's at the very least legal to possess some fair amount of cannabis in Vermont and Massachusetts and Maine. Also Canada, actually, now, as a matter of fact. New Hampshire is the one state that's behind the ball, sadly, in the Northeast. But there has been some decriminalization here. That happened back in 2017. So now, instead of being an instant misdemeanor, it's only a violation if you get caught with possession of cannabis under, I think, 3/4 of an ounce here in New Hampshire. So the risk to the participants was lower this year, but of course it's also raining, and so people don't want to come out in a lot of cases in the rain. And the risk being lower, I mean, the fact that the stakes are lower may actually lower some people's interest. It's like, oh yeah, why should I come out to the 420 when it's decriminalized? We won, right?
Right. It's coming along.
It's coming slowly. I mean, it's going to happen eventually. It's one of those things that, to me just seems like a question of not if, but when.
It seems that way across the United States, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even Utah is probably going to end up having some kind of medical cannabis at the very least.
I bet Trump could make it run around the Democrats come this next election season by, just saying the federal government's going to deprioritize the illegality of marijuana.
That'd be a smart move.
From Class 1 or Class A or whatever the hell they call it.
Yeah, that'd be really smart if he did that. Because things, times they are changing here in the United States and elsewhere in the world. Of course, Canada legalized cannabis across its entire country. That was late 2018. States, I think, are up to at least 8, if not 10 U.S. states. I'm losing track already. There's so many U.S. states that have gone to some form of or scheme of legalization.
Plus, the national legislators work in a district where it's legal.
Yeah, that's true. Washington, D.C., Guam also, I believe, legalized it out there to some extent.
It's stupid to spend that kind of time and money and energy for police departments around the United States that they spend hunting down people who are, have marijuana or whatever. I mean, let's focus on crimes.
Well, hopefully that would be something. It'd be nice if the police actually did that. But there has been a sea change. Remember, it wasn't that long ago, Mark. It was, within our lifetimes that no corporation would ever align itself with cannabis. They wouldn't want to be associated with you if they found out that you were a user of cannabis. They certainly wouldn't put it in their advertisements. They wanted at one time nothing to do with it. There was a war on drugs, and that war was very strong against marijuana. And even though people everywhere smoked it, even professional people smoked cannabis, they kept it quiet. It was disreputable. And those things are starting to change. There's a story here in the AP. If you want to join us, by the way, the toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. Maybe you went out today and went to some kind of a 420 event, maybe a protest, because there's still a bunch of states where it's not legal. And then there's this major change that's been going on sort of in corporate America. And here's a story from the AP. Potheads have for decades celebrated their love of marijuana on April 20th. But the once counterculture celebration that was all about getting stoned now is so mainstream, corporate America is starting to embrace it. No, Hallmark doesn't yet have a card to mark 420, but many other businesses inside and outside the multi-billion-dollar cannabis industry are using 420, April 20th, to roll out marketing and social media messaging aimed at connecting with consumers, driving the booming market. I mean, we've even heard there was an advertisement on our network with some old politician, one of the Republicans, who was pitching investing in cannabis stocks.
That's true.
Like, I don't remember what his name was, but he was like the Speaker of the House or something like that. He had some big, political position. Probably was a drug war. Yeah, that's who it was. I'm pretty sure he was a drug warrior at some point, and now he's like, all right, get on the gravy train.
That's what politicians do. They find the newest parade, they get out in front of it.
Yep. On Saturday, Lyft is offering us today a $4.20 credit on a single ride in Colorado and in select cities in the U.S. and Canada. Carl's Jr. is using a Denver restaurant to market a hamburger infused with CBD, a non-intoxicating, which it seems like the big thing now. CBD
is really hot.
Is everywhere. A non-intoxicating molecule found in cannabis that many believe is beneficial to their health. On 420 last year, Totino's, maker of frozen pizza snacks, retweeted an image of a microwave and an oven with the message, quote, "To be blunt, pizza rolls are better when baked." Now, it's nice to finally see Totino's coming out and acknowledging who their main market segment actually is after all these years. Am I right or am I right?
I have no idea.
Yeah, Kit Yarrow, consumer psychologist at Golden Gate University, said, "I think brands that associate themselves with cannabis kind of get that contact high. In other words, they're just considered to be cooler by association. As pot becomes more legal, more discussed, more interesting to people, more widely used, then 420 becomes more mainstream as well." I don't think pot is becoming more widely used. I don't think that's the case. There may be a very small portion of the population who's trying marijuana for the first time because it's illegal, but really, how many people out there who are listening to this broadcast right now who have never smoked cannabis in your whole life because it's illegal? You've just been waiting this whole time with all the friends that you've had who've offered it to you over however many years you've been alive. You've turned it down every single time because you wouldn't want to do something that's illegal now, would you?
And now you want to try it.
I don't believe that there are that many people like that. They must exist, but I don't think there's that many.
There are probably some people who are using marijuana to get off things. I mean, we've certainly read stories about people who are using it to get off painkillers, to get off of heroin,
opiates,
to get off of alcohol.
Sure. I met a guy today at 420 who is an alcoholic who, does not use alcohol anymore. He's using cannabis and seems like he builds rock walls for a living.
Well, okay. So I guess maybe it is being used more. I wouldn't say significantly more, but maybe it's being.
I can't believe it.
Well, what I'm
just
saying,
because it's legal, you mean?
Right. Okay. So how many people that smoke marijuana? I don't have time.
855-450 free. If you want to weigh in here, Mark will try to clear up his thoughts here in moments, or I'll try to understand him better. 855-450 free. It's Free Talk Live.
Business owners, you want more customers? Accept cryptocurrencies. There's people all around you just waiting to spend money at your store. If only you would take it. I know, you've been waiting till someone else makes it easy. Well, good news. HelpMeTakeBitcoin.com adds Bitcoin to your point of sale. Totally free. Use the same equipment you already have, now with Bitcoin. And unlike credit cards, there's no fees. Let the guys at HelpMeTakeBitcoin.com bring new customers to your store. HelpMeTakeBitcoin.com.
Bitcoin.com is delighted to announce their latest partnership with the gift card specialists at eGifter. With many of the world's leading brands on their roster, it is now easier than ever to get the gift cards of your favorite brands with Bitcoin Cash. To get started, just follow these simple steps. Visit giftcards.bitcoin.com, pick the gift card you want, follow the instructions on your screen, and make your payment using your Bitcoin Cash wallet. Sit tight and your gift card will be delivered to you as soon as it's ready. That's giftcards.bitcoin.com.
Would you like to hang out with Penn Jillette? He's keynoting Freedom Fest this year. I, for one, am thrilled. Freedom Fest is the largest liberty-oriented gathering in the world. They take a Big Ten approach with libertarians, conservatives, liberals, anarchists, capitalists, and just open-minded people mingling together to hear real debates, share real solutions, and converse freely. This year's theme is the Wild West, a time of liberty and opportunity, or a time of anarchy and violence. Maybe both. Go to freedomfest.com/FTL and get your tickets now. freedomfest.com/FTL. Not convinced yet? Hey, I understand. It's a high-end event. Even with coupon code FTL50. Sure, you're likely to receive investment advice that'll make that sum seem paltry, but I have something special for you. Go to freedomfest.com/FTL and you'll get the 5 best speeches from last year for free. Call it a test drive. Do yourself a favor and go to freedomfest.com/FTL. freedomfest.com/FTL. Use coupon code FTL50 for a discount.
This is the Onion Week in Review. Sources are confirming your dog died earlier today, and we're all really sorry you had to find out about it like this, buddy. Though it's a lousy thing to have to learn from an online web video, and even shittier to hear from a cold, hardened newsman's voice that you can't put a face to, your pet passed away in his sleep while you went out today, and we understand how shocked you must be right now. Sources added that there are many local shelters with animals in need of a good home, though we understand that no dog can ever truly replace the one you just lost. I lost a dog once, but my mom was the one who told me about it, and she was quite the comfort. In this week's op-ed pages, Pantene CEO Marcus Russo laments feeling like the only one who gives a shit about rich, lustrous hair. In other news, a study finds that newborn infants can tell if their parents are losers. A man who just assembled a desk is unsure how he has every screw left over. And Jeff Beck is lured into a dark alley with the old guitar pick on a string trick. For more, visit theonion.com/newsbeat.
This is the Onion News Network.
So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM.
There are basically 2 types of advertising: direct response and branding. Radio's great for direct response with its low cost to listener ratio, but audio can't be beat for branding, which is a longer-term endeavor. You want to be the first thing that someone thinks of when they think about your product or service. If you have a local business that you want kept top of mind in your community, call the station. If you need national reach, Free Talk Live's got around 200 radio stations, millions of monthly listening sessions, can suit all budgets, and if we don't think we're right for you, we'll tell you. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
You can sign up to receive the latest about the Liberty Radio Network via our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. That's updates.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live Saturday edition of the program. It's also 420, and it's Ian and Mark here with you.
Freedom Fest is the largest liberty-oriented gathering in the world. Freedom Fest's theme this year is the Wild West. Was it a time of liberty and opportunity or lawlessness and violence? Penn Jillette's going to be there, Candace Owens, John Mackey, Kevin O'Leary, and Kevin Harrington of Shark Tank, Stephen Moore, recently appointed to the Federal Reserve Board, Grover Norquist, libertarians, conservatives, liberals, and just open-minded people mingling together to hear real real debates, share real solutions, and converse freely. Go to freedomfest.com/FTL and buy your tickets now. Come out and join us. Use coupon code FTL50 for $50 off. Plus, if you're, not convinced at this point, you're like, oh, well, it sounds really nice, but I'm not going to go. Check out freedomfest.com/FTL, the same address, and you'll get the 5 best speeches from last year for free. Judge Napolitano, Alan Dershowitz, Charlie Kirk, Heather McDonald, John Mackey, all for free. It's freedomfest.com/FTL, freedomfest.com/FTL. We'd love to see you there.
We're talking about the 420 here today and how, according to the AP, and I think it's pretty obvious for anybody that's been paying attention, corporate America has been embracing cannabis. They've been embracing 420. They've been using cannabis to market their products, even if they aren't necessarily a cannabis company. They give the example of, for instance, Totino's, the frozen pizza manufacturer.
I'm familiar.
Retweeting an image of a microwave and an oven with the message, "To be blunt, pizza rolls are better when baked," which has 2 marijuana-related jokes in the same sentence.
What? Pizza rolls baked? What?
To be blunt. Blunt is another
Gotcha.
Another term for a cigar rolled with marijuana.
Gotcha.
In it, and then pizza rolls are better when baked. That's suggesting that you should be
that one.
Stoned. So very interesting because it's been a big change over just the last several years, certainly the last decade. Marijuana normalization, according to the story here, has snowballed since 2012.
They are right, though. What out there is better when microwaved than when baked? What?
Nothing.
The microwave, I don't know. It's a nice water heating device.
That's what it does, right?
Pretty good at making popcorn. It's a lot easier to make popcorn in a microwave, so from that standpoint, it's probably worth having your popcorn that way.
Fair enough.
But, I just used to reheat coffee.
Marijuana normalization has snowballed since 2012. And by the way, if you want to call in to join us here, the number is 855-450-FREE, like freedom. Colorado and Washington, of course, were the first 2 states to legalize recreational use. 8 more followed, so we are up to 10, including California, Oregon, and Michigan. Medical marijuana is legal in 2/3 of the 50 states, with conservative-leaning Utah and Oklahoma among recent additions. Meantime, the CBD market has exploded. CBD oil can be found in candies, coffee, and other food, drinks, dietary supplements, perfume, lotions, creams, and soap. Proponents say CBD helps with pain, anxiety, and inflammation, though limited scientific research supports those claims. Now, I don't know.
Their claims.
I don't know. I haven't researched CBD, but I do know people who swear by it.
Yes.
And does that mean it's a placebo effect? It could be.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Placebos have very real effects, and they're documented.
But one thing's for sure about CBD, it does not get you high. And so anybody claiming that CBD is giving them a medical benefit, you cannot say about that person, "Oh, you just want to get high." Because that's what the old statement was about. The original critique of medical cannabis was, those people aren't really getting benefits. They just want to get stoned. Well, it turns out
probably was true in some people
cases,
in California, right?
Sure. That's probably true. And it's fine if that's true.
Right.
I'm just saying, now that objection is completely out the window now that CBD products are available, because people can use something derived from cannabis and not actually get stoned off of it. So, in fact, here in little old Keene, New Hampshire, there's advertisements all over the radio and all over mainstream media for a new CBD store. Somebody opened up a store with just CBD-related products in it.
Amazing.
I don't know if it's going to work out for them, but, that's interesting. U.S. retail sales of cannabis products jumped to $10 $10.5 billion last year, a threefold increase from just the year before. 2017, the numbers tripled from 2017 to 2018.
Numbers.
There's no wonder that people are getting very, very interested in investing in this particular market segment, and no wonder the companies that for the longest time would never, ever breathe a word of cannabis are now starting to use it in advertising campaigns. Turns out the people who, as I said before, I don't think people are using it more often beyond a few extraneous people on the edges. What's happening is the people who used it previously are no longer hiding in the closet as much. They're no longer as afraid to admit it to maybe their friends or family or coworkers, for instance.
And I disagree with that. I think people are using it more, and let me explain why.
Okay, sure.
So, first off,
meaning people who haven't used it previously are using it now?
I'm not talking about more people.
That's what I was talking about.
Right. Well, but that's not what you're saying, right? You're
okay.
saying
Well, if I wasn't clear, that's what I was trying to say.
We're talking about more marijuana being smoked. Is the quantity.
I don't even think that's true, because now it's easier to get vaporized marijuana.
Let me make my point.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, vaporized marijuana, my foot.
No, there's a lot of people that are into using oils.
Marijuana consumed.
Okay.
All right, does that make you happy?
Sure.
Okay, so the people who are using marijuana legally, there's certainly many of them that were using it illegally, right?
I would say almost everyone who is using marijuana legally has used it illegally at some point in their life.
Do you think that number... I'm not talking about, some people use marijuana regularly.
That's right.
I know some. I suspect they're in the studio right now.
Yeah, okay. What about it?
Those people, had marijuana become immediately legal, would they use the same amount, less of marijuana, or more marijuana?
No difference.
Okay, no difference. Excellent. That was the answer that I expected you to give. Now, the people that are using marijuana to get off of things like heroin, alcohol, a variety painkillers, a variety of things that people are using marijuana for, pain management, just a bunch of things. Are those people using more marijuana, less marijuana, or about the same?
If it's cheaper and they need it for pain management, they might use a little bit more.
Okay, I say that there are people who decided when marijuana went legal, they said, I'm going to use this to get off of painkillers or alcohol or whatever, and they began smoking more than they ever had before.
Could be.
I don't have a problem with that. I just don't want to leave the taste in people's mouth that, hey, everything's exactly the same as it was. Now it's legal.
No, I didn't say everything was exactly the same.
Well,
I said that the people who are using it previously are more open about using it with people that they hadn't been open with before. They're less afraid of whatever legal consequences there might be, because in some cases there really aren't any legal consequences anymore in some states in the United States. Does that mean some of them are using it more often? Of course it does.
I think more marijuana is being smoked at least right now, and that's still not a bad thing. Fine, consumed.
Because it's important to remember, Mark, that there's a lot of people out there who may not know about cannabis, even though it's more accepted publicly. They may not have gotten educated on it. And so when you talk about smoking cannabis, you're kind of unintentionally misleading people to believe that everybody still smokes it. The reality is there's a lot of people who are vaporizing cannabis in the same way that people are vaporizing nicotine now. That arguably is a much safer method to consume than, combusted product,
especially
plant
if you're
material.
taking it for pain management. Probably the edibles are a great choice.
Edibles as well. That's another good point. The toll-free number here, 855-450-FREE if you want to join us on 420. It's Free Talk Live.
Most of you know that heart disease is the #1 silent killer in the U.S. What if I told you for just $54.95 a month you could fight against heart disease naturally? At Heart and Body Extract, we've been helping thousands of people get back to a healthier heart. Don't just take my word for it. Check out all of the success stories at hbextract.com. Or to order, call 866-295-5305. That's 866-295-5305. hbextract.com. Don't risk it when you can take charge of it.
The United States of Empire is a book that claims the United States is the empire of the world. George Washington had warned us against foreign wars. The United States of Empire shows that World Wars I and II left England broken. Its former colony, the U.S., had to save the empire. Was there ever a vote? Who do we fight for? The deep state began with World War I. The United States of Empire by James Dunn. Available at Amazon Books.
Would you like to hang out with Penn Jillette? He's keynoting Freedom Fest this year. I, for one, am thrilled. Freedom Fest is the largest liberty-oriented gathering in the world. They take a Big Ten approach with libertarians, conservatives, liberals, anarchists, and just open-minded people mingling together to hear real debates, share real solutions, and converse freely. This year's theme is the Wild West, a time of liberty and opportunity, or a time of anarchy and violence. Maybe both. Go to freedomfest.com/FTL and get your tickets now. freedomfest.com/FTL. Not convinced yet? Hey, I understand. It's a high-end event, even with coupon code FTLEB. Sure, you're likely to receive investment advice that'll make that sum seem paltry, but I have something special for you. Go to freedomfest.com/FTL and you'll get the 5 best speeches from last year for free. Call it a test drive. Do yourself a favor and go to freedomfest.com/FTL. freedomfest.com/FTL. Use coupon code FTLEB for a discount.
What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin, but imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveitpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveitpurse.com.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate us 5 stars, then share the link on your social media and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free at apps.lrn.fm.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippies! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you gotta keep you and your get intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadadi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
What's up next? Visit the Liberty Radio Network program guide to find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm.
It is Free Talk Live. You dial toll free to join us here if you want. Our number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. We do have the Discord on-air call-in line rooms over at discord.lrn.fm. So feel free to hop into any one of those, and we will join you. You'll get on the air with us, and you can talk about whatever you want to discuss, although we started the show tonight talking about 420 and how corporate America is warming up, and relatively quickly, to the cannabis user. They have realized that cannabis users are some of their customers, and you can market to them. They'll respond by spending money, possibly at your business. The AP's got a detailed story about it. We can continue that, but we'll take your calls and thoughts, just kind of generally discussing cannabis, the legalization of it, some of the effects. Rich Paul was in here earlier, the founder of the 420 celebrations here in New Hampshire. We went out today to the 420 civil disobedience on the State House steps in Concord, and he pointed out a few things here during the break. Again, if you want to join us, the number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. Pointing out that the alcohol companies in places like Colorado have had revenues go down. Now, I haven't seen the numbers personally on that, but I do recall seeing that tax revenues from cannabis had exceeded the revenues on alcohol. I remember seeing that, but I'll take his word for it that
well,
sales
we've seen
went
that
down a
alcohol
little bit.
Companies will often fight legalization.
That's right.
And I have heard what he had said before. He claimed 15%. I don't have anything in front of me to say otherwise. But, whatever. There's one person's claim. You can look it up for yourself. I'll do that in a minute. But, yeah, I mean, sure. I don't doubt it for a second.
Let's go to the phones to your calls and thoughts. We have Jennifer. She's on the line in Hope, Arkansas, listening to a station in the Orlando, Florida area. I presume you're listening to WZEA online, Jennifer?
No, I'm listening from Texarkana.
Oh, okay. For whatever reason, the program, the phone screener put in call letters of a station in Florida. So you must be listening to our Texarkana station. All right, very good. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Yes. Well, I just wanted to make one point. I think it's kind of sad that this being Easter weekend, today Christians are observing the fact that this is the day that Jesus was in the tomb, and tomorrow is the day that he resurrected from the dead. And it's sad that there's so many people that are protesting, or not protesting, but
well, what better way to celebrate Jesus than to have a big blunt? I don't understand what the problem is.
Yeah, right. I know.
I mean, didn't God put cannabis on this earth for people to benefit from?
Well, I don't really think so, no.
No. So God didn't make cannabis?
I think that God made a lot of plants and a lot of animals and a lot of things, but they were perverted because we live in a sinful world.
What?
And people can change things that were good.
Hold on, are you saying people invented cannabis?
No.
Then where did it come from?
It came from God, but it was perverted by Satan.
Satan perverted the plant? How did he do that?
Well, he let sin in, Adam and Eve let sin into the world.
Now, what's that have to do with cannabis plant?
I guess the sin was already in the world because it was in the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, right? Like God put it there.
Yes, and he told them not to eat from it.
Right. Well, it's just like,
Isn't that like a sick joke?
Right. You know what I like to do? I like to take poison and put it in a hamburger ball and leave it down on the floor and tell my dog not to eat it. Because I'm not a psychopath.
Oh, my goodness. Well,
so I guess I'd have this
agree
question.
with some of the good things that come from cannabis that I've heard about that do help people with seizures.
Yes, that's right.
There are some good qualities.
So did Satan do that too? What exactly is going on here? Is there an ethereal battle over the cannabis plant where God and Satan are fighting over control over how this plant affects? I don't understand what you're saying.
It's called a weed for a reason, because it's not good for anything but consuming.
Well, it grows easily is why.
I always thought a weed just meant that there was no use for it.
No.
Well, anyways.
then cannabis isn't a weed, but if you don't consume it...
It grows like a weed. It's very
for medical
it's
or recreational purposes, it's basically a weed. If you eliminate
and
those
oil
things,
was a pollutant before they figured out how to turn it into energy.
So, agreed. Today's Holy Saturday. I have a question. If people are going to smoke, there's a segment of the population in America that really likes their pot smoking, right? And those people really like 420 that day. Should those people not celebrate that day when it happens to fall on Holy, inside the Holy Week? Or should they just leave it to the other years that it's not in the Easter week? Or is it
not, right?
What's that?
Right. Right. No, I understand your question. I just feel like marijuana can really mess a person up.
Have you ever tried it?
Smoking it all the time. Yes.
You have. Okay. How old were you when you tried it?
Oh, I was in my teens, 20s.
Okay. Did you try it more than once?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And did it mess you up pretty bad?
Yeah.
Like what happened? What's your story?
I have experiences, yes, absolutely.
What happened to you?
Yes, I smoked it quite a bit for a long time, and then it started making me feel really paranoid, really bad. It just absolutely made me feel horrible.
It does that to some people, yeah.
It's a good idea to stop smoking
really
it then
bad.
in that
it
case.
Was scary. It scared me. And so I quit, and I was experimenting and stuff like that.
But you've been around enough cannabis users to know that not everyone has the same experience, right? That everybody's different, and everybody's at a different place in their life, and their body chemistry is different.
Exactly.
And,
Yeah. And I feel like if God is convicting you and telling you, hey, you don't need to be doing this, then you probably shouldn't be doing it. I just feel like it's sad.
Sure. And if God tells you to roll up a big spliff, then do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
okay,
I
cool.
kind of have
We
a
agree.
feeling he probably wouldn't, but hey. But I do
Tell that
agree
to the
with
cancer
benefits.
victims.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I agree with the benefits from marijuana and smoking it when you've got cancer, and
I
it
see.
keeps you from getting sick.
Okay.
Well, what do you
And
think
the
about
benefits from
Jesus's first, God's first miracle when he took corporeal form? If you believe the Bible, at least. I mean, there's some other books of the Bible that got taken out that said they turned clay pigeons into real things and killed his friends or whatever. But let's leave all the apocryphal books out and just talk about the Gospels for a second. What do you think about God's first miracle in corporeal form being turning water into a mind-altering substance?
Well, I thought that his first miracle was the birth of Jesus Christ.
All right. Are you dodging the question now? Because God didn't
I
make.
think the first miracle is.
All right. You know that Jesus's first miracle at the wedding of Gethsemane. Is that right?
Turning water into wine.
Turning water into
yeah.
wine. What do you think about that? Let's just dodge the whole birth was somehow Jesus's miracle thing.
What do I think about it?
Yeah.
What do you mean? I mean, I think it was a miracle. I think it was good.
So alcohol good,
was
marijuana
it
bad?
fermented? The question is, was it fermented? Or was it?
Oh, no. It's freaking wine.
Doesn't wine have to be
They knew
fermented?
what grape juice was 2,000 years ago. Anybody who's telling you that is a damn liar and ought to go to hell for misinterpreting the Bible. Screw them.
Oh, my goodness.
Jennifer, good call tonight. Thank you.
Unfermented wine is grape juice.
Thanks for the call. I really appreciate hearing from you. I'm glad we had fun with that. That was fun. She wasn't too upset.
No, she's a great caller. Absolutely.
Yeah.
However, she represents a philosophy inside the United States which I find very difficult to grok.
As a former Christian.
That's not a Christian philosophy. That's a segment of the Christian philosophy, okay? And I don't have a particularly good word for it, but this diluted notion of modern Christianity that just forgets about all the historical Christianity. I'm sorry. Mind-altering substances, specifically wine, is very much a part of Christian history. And to just throw it out the window because, hey, we don't like the effects of alcohol. And look, I don't like the effects of alcohol, but you don't get to just rewrite the holy book because you want to.
The toll-free number here tonight, if you want to join us on this live 420 Saturday edition, 855-450-FREE, like freedom.
Go to themorganreport.com and receive updates and insights you will not find anywhere else on the web. You will discover how to grow and protect your wealth under all market conditions. The Free Morgan Report provides interviews, webinars, question and answer sessions, plus mind-blowing videos. As David Morgan says, let my passion create your wealth. TheMorganReport.com. TheMorganReport.com.
You love Bitcoin. It's the future, right? Well, no, not if everyone stops using it. I mean, think about it. How many places in your town take Bitcoin? One? None? Let's be real. If this Bitcoin thing is ever going to happen, it's going to need your help. The good news is the guys at AnyPay have your back. We built a website called helpmetakebitcoin.com, and it's a place you can send any business, and they'll be set up to take Bitcoin in 5 minutes. helpmetakebitcoin.com.
Heart disease is on the rise. Clogged arteries, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol levels may not be fully detected by you, but the symptoms are there. Loss of energy, blood sugar spikes and drops, poor circulation, and irregular heartbeat are just a few of these that can alert you that something is wrong. Hear how Heart and Body Extract is making a difference in thousands of people's lives across America.
My blood pressure has normalized. My diabetes has totally improved.
Everyone is telling me now how much healthier I look, and I'm telling
telling everyone how much healthier I feel, I recommend Heart and Body Extract to everyone.
Anybody over 40 in the North American continent should be using this product as a preventative to keep their cardiovascular system healthy.
Order your 2-month supply today by calling 866-295-5305. That's 866-295-5305. Or order online, hbextract.com. Heart and Body Extract, 866-295-5305 or hbextract.com.
A congressman recently revealed that legislation totaling 2,900 pages and involving more than $1 trillion was available to members of Congress for less than 48 hours to study and consider. That's over 60 pages of legislation per hour. Do you think anyone read the entire bill? I'm Jim Babka with DownsizeDC.org. Consider a proposal buried in a 3,200-page, $388 billion bill, which would have empowered committee chairmen or their agents to examine Americans' tax returns. When this horrible provision came to light, no one claimed to know how it got into the bill. One congressman questioned said, "I didn't write it, I didn't approve it, I wasn't even consulted." If your attorney represented you this way, he might be disbarred. But this is how Congress represents you every day. That's why DownsizeDC.org has created the Read the Bills Act. You can force Congress to read their bills before they pass them at DownsizeDC.org.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
Join the LRN.FM Discord for live chat 24/7 at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
It is Free Talk Live. You're invited to join us here. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. It's 420. Across the world, people are celebrating.
And Holy Saturday.
That too. Celebrating cannabis and maybe also celebrating Holy Saturday together. Whatever floats your boat. But we were talking about not so much the protests and all that, because we definitely, well, at least I was involved in one today. Mark, you were out with the family.
Went and did an Easter egg hunt.
Yeah. Was that a thing? They did them before Easter, just because it's more convenient for some people?
In this case, it's
not religious.
My son's friend is going to be going to church tomorrow, so the Easter egg hunt was today.
Double Easter egg hunt, right? Because there's probably one at church.
I don't know.
I would guess as well. That's nice. I mean, what kid doesn't want to, 2 Easter egg hunts?
Well, I'm sure my son would, but since we're Quakers and we don't celebrate a holiday, or at least I'm a Quaker and I don't celebrate holidays, my church isn't going to have some Easter egg hunt.
So whether it's cannabis or the corporate acceptance of cannabis, we've been kind of going through slowly through an AP piece here, citing a bunch of examples of how cannabis is becoming, it already is, a multi-billion-dollar business, $10.5 billion in U.S. retail sales of cannabis products just in 2018, which is a threefold increase over 2017, according to data from ArcView Group, cannabis investment and market research firm. If you want to weigh in on the discussion about this changing, the sea change in attitudes towards cannabis in the mainstream, which I think is a good thing, you can join us here at 855-450-FREE. And that's 855-450-3733. Plus, if you want to reach people with the ideas of liberty, you can do it from the back of your car with libertystickers.com. You can reach thousands of people with a bumper sticker, and you know they love to read them. So check out the vast selection of witty, poignant, pithy, and downright bombastic liberty-oriented messages at libertystickers.com. That's libertystickers.com. 855-450-FREE. free. Ben & Jerry's, of course, was one of the earliest big brands to foster a connection with the marijuana culture through marketing. The Vermont,
Makes some sense.
Yep, Vermont-based ice cream company features Cherry Garcia and Fish Food, honoring the Grateful Dead member Jerry Garcia and the band Fish.
Certainly known for his marijuana consumption.
Both bands are favorites of the marijuana smoking crowd. To mark 420 in recent years, Ben & Jerry's debuted taco and burrito-inspired ice cream sandwiches. This year,
Okay.
I hope they didn't taste like tacos and burritos.
No, that sounds bad.
This year, the company partnered with a San Francisco Bay Area cannabis retailer to give customers who place delivery orders on Friday and Saturday a free pint of half-baked, a combination of cookie dough and fudge brownie.
Okay.
Jay Curley, company's global head of integrated marketing, says, "We have a lot of fun, never being overt, but really playing into the moment of 420.
Yeah, it's all right there. People want to, dance along the line.
Last year, Ben & Jerry's also turned more serious, asking
By the
consumers...
way, I appreciate a good pun. This stuff doesn't appeal to me. I think it's a little gauche, in my opinion.
I wouldn't go out and buy something because it was marketed to pot smokers necessarily. Asking consumers to... But I think it's funny. Asking consumers to call on lawmakers to expunge prior marijuana convictions and press for pardons or amnesty for anyone arrested for smoking pot.
Agreed, 100%. So if somebody has a marijuana conviction, do you want to take them out of the job market? Do you want to make it so that they can't get a college education? Exactly what do you want to do with this stuff? If they pay their fine, whatever their fine might be.
I don't even think they should pay the fine. That's what I advocated this afternoon at the 420. When I got up to speak to the group, I said, look, if you get a ticket, because now in New Hampshire, possession of 3/4 of an ounce or less is a ticketable offense. It's no longer a misdemeanor. It used to be if you had a joint, that's a misdemeanor charge. That's no longer the case unless you get caught 4 times in a row within like a 3-year period. Then the 4th charge is a misdemeanor. So the first 3 times, it's all violations.
You really got to be messing up to get caught that many times.
The fine escalates over time as well. So like the first fine is $100, and then I think it goes up to $300.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have to pay because you can always do community service. Or you could just refuse to pay and go sit it off a night in jail. I mean, here in New Hampshire, you get $150 credit towards any fine if you go sit in a jail cell for a night. Now, most people don't want to do that, which is why there's a community service option. But my point is, you don't want to encourage these people. We don't want police to write tickets thinking that they're actually going to get revenue out of it. We want them to fail again and again at every ticket they write. Now, of course, not everyone's not going to do this. Most people are probably going to pay the fine. But the more people don't pay the fine, the more people demand a trial, don't take a plea deal. Okay, they caught you with marijuana? Fine. All the evidence is in their favor. They still owe you a trial. If you want to go to trial and make that prosecutor waste their time on you, in order to get the $100 fine, which you then won't pay anyway, that's what it's going to take. If 10% of marijuana people who get ticketed for this, and I'm interested to see how the numbers have been. This is a number I have not seen. Like, how many arrests for marijuana in 2016, the final year of, full-on marijuana criminalization. 2017, it got legalized sort of midpoint later in the year. So 2018. What are the numbers compared to 2016? How many tickets were written for marijuana possession in 2018 in New Hampshire versus how many people were arrested in 2016? I'm curious to know.
Well, I do believe that police and police associations, chiefs of police, police unions, chiefs of police associations, these sorts of things, do understand that their budgets benefit from marijuana being illegal. That it's really the opinions of Mr. and Mrs. America out there. And the opinions of Mr. and Mrs. America are much more important. So when Mr. and Mrs. America realize that drug companies, alcohol producers, prison guard unions, and police unions, and I presume to some extent organized crime, but maybe not, are really the ones that want to see drugs generally illegal, these are the people that benefit.
Yep.
Follow the money, ladies and gentlemen. Marijuana is illegal because it was profitable to big businesses that were producing paper at the time. And that's it. Is all you have to do. It's a little bit of research, and then you realize, we've been lied to our whole lives.
Yeah. So 855-450 free. Those in the marijuana marketplace are also ramping up advertising around 420. Much of the marketing about cannabis or related products takes the form of online ads, emails, text messaging, or social media. Shops typically offer discounts. In fact, Corner News here in Keene is the first cryptocurrency accepting business. She's got a 420 sale going on today. And we were actually talking about this in the car on the way up there, is that used to be that head shops couldn't advertise their products for marijuana consumption, but now can they? Because if it's in a medical state, can a head shop say this is a medical device, this is for the use of medical cannabis? Is that legal now? Because you used to have to dance around it.
That's a good question.
You could never have, as a head shop owner, you couldn't have a flyer with a cannabis leaf on it or something like that. So you had to, if somebody came into your shop and said the word bong, you had to kick them out. You had to keep any kind of, everybody knows what the head shop's for, but you can't say it, or you couldn't say it. And so I wonder if those rules have changed. Those in the marijuana marketplace are, again, ramping up advertising, offering discounts. Some host parties with food and entertainment. The larger 420 events can draw thousands of people. Verano Holdings, whose businesses include cannabis shops, sponsors street festivals in Chicago and Tulsa, where attendees can learn about marijuana products. Is it legal in either of those places? Listen to music and grab a bite. The company expects this Saturday's festival in Chicago, going on its third year, to draw more than 4,000 people. Last year, it drew 1,500.
There were lots of 420 celebrations in the United States prior to legalization, and
that's true.
Really, the cops wouldn't do anything about it in many cases.
Right. They were well outnumbered by the people who were attending those festivals.
But then again, these festivals were rarely held in places with the well-known sheriffs. Like, say, for instance, Joe Arpaio. There wasn't anybody doing a 420 festival.
Right. Arpaio'd fly in the SWAT team on the helicopter and drop bombs.
Right. He'd probably rain napalm down on them or something.
In the San Francisco Golden Gate Park, Hippie Hill will again be the site of a 420 celebration. Last year, more than 15,000 attended the event, which has transformed from a small informal gathering to a full-blown festival full of corporate sponsors and commercial booths selling smoking devices. Roger Volodarsky, whose Los Angeles-based Puffco makes portable vaporizers, celebrated 420 since he was a teenager. Back then, he said, quote, 420 was the day you splurged on yourself and got high in interesting ways. It was the day that you made a gravity bong and coughed your brains out. The fact that this is getting coverage in news media that is not, it used to be that, like in this transformatory kind of stage for cannabis where medical cannabis was ramping up, the news media would kind of joke about it. Like they'd make marijuana related puns and kind of look down their noses at it. Right. But now they're like looking up at all the potential advertisers and they're changing their tune. Like, maybe we should start respecting this industry.
Now
here.
John Boehner's pitching for marijuana companies.
So if you want to join us, you can. Coming up, we've got a sexy Easter Bunny display. If you thought marijuana was offensive on the Easter weekend here, Mark, you've got a story about a man who's, I guess, mannequins that he'd set up in his front lawn as sexy Easter bunnies were attacked by a madwoman?
That's correct.
You've got that story on the way here, and your calls and thoughts are welcome at 855-450 free. And more coming up. Free Talk Live, Hour 2 next.
Would you like to get back that full head of hair from years past? Introducing Reveal from GCNLife.com. Beverly Hills dermatologist Dr. Nathan Newman invented Reveal, which contains polypeptides with natural botanicals and no parabens, sulfates, silicones, or dyes for a salon-quality hair growth product. Reveal. Here's Dr. Newman.
I've treated a lot of patients who lose their hair and they lose their confidence. We've created a unique set of polypeptides, which we call HPT6. The HPT6 contains the polypeptides from 6 different plants. The scalp infusion treatment should be used on wet or dry scalp. The Reveal hair care system is designed to be used for men and women alike.
Get Reveal at GCNLife.com with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So try Reveal today at GCNLife.com or 844-443-6637. Plus a discount up to 25% off for Reveal at GCNLife.com or 844-443-6637.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it.
Get started with Bitcoin at bitcoin.com. That's bitcoin.com.
LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 2 is next, after the news, here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. Online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the weekend edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading around $1,276, silver at $14.98, and Bitcoin is trading around $5,275. Today's prices are brought to you by InnoScale. Take off with Managed Cloud. Looking for a safe, secure way to store your important files online? Let InnoScale handle it for you. Their high-availability cloud servers are the perfect solution for clients needing one or more secure, scalable servers with built-in hardware failover protection. For details, see them online at innoscale.net. In the news, U.S. Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has proposed the U.S. cut military and economic aid to Israel worth $3 billion a year in response to the re-election of Benjamin Netanyahu as prime minister. Ocasio-Cortez explained that there are many ways to protect the Palestinians from Israeli violations, including a bill proposed by Democratic Minnesota Representative Betty McCollum that would prohibit U.S. aid to Israel from being used to detain Palestinian children in the West Bank. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu pledged during his election campaign to annex illegal settlements built on the Palestinian lands in the West Bank. Ocasio-Cortez's view on Israel and Palestine has received extensive media attention. The Democratic candidate expressed her support for the Palestinians during the Land Day protests in Gaza, in which 135 Palestinians were killed by Israeli occupation forces. The Liberty Beat is sponsored in part by Brave Botanicals, high-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices, with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven, fighting for your right to consume plant-based medicine and natural remedies. Find out more at mybravebotanicals.com. And right now, Liberty Beat listeners can save 10% by using promo code SNLS at checkout. This is the latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Find us online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. Your news now continues. The Trump administration has declared the most severe new sanctions against Cuba since President John F. Kennedy imposed an economic embargo banning all trade with the communist island in 1962. Speaking in Miami on April 17th, the anniversary of the United States' failed 1961 invasion of Cuba's Bay of Pigs, National Security Advisor John Bolton announced the end of virtually all non-family travel to Cuba and placed new limits on the money Cuban Americans can send to family on the island. He also said the U.S. will now implement a 23-year-old law aimed at blocking both U.S. and foreign investment in Cuba, first passed by Congress in 1996 as part of a broader sanction package against Cuba, but put on hold because it triggered immense opposition among U.S. allies. The anti-media reports the harsh new sanctions reverse the disastrous Obama-era policies and finally end the glamorization of socialism and communism. That's according to Bolton. Trump's decision activates a long-suspended 1996 provision of U.S.-Cuba sanctions that allows Cuban Americans to sue in U.S. courts any company that benefits from private property of theirs confiscated by Fidel Castro's regime. In a highly disturbing video, 4 black men were chained to a table in a prison, while a single white man was allowed access to a knife to brutally stab them. The graphic and hard-to-watch video is now the subject of a federal lawsuit filed earlier this month in the Southern District of Ohio. The Free Thought Project reports the 2 officers, identified only by their surnames of Fay and Dalton, laughed as 4 inmates were brutally stabbed in June of 2017, according to the suit. The cornerstone to the lawsuit is the surveillance video showing the horrifying event unfold as 4 men played cards only to be repeatedly stabbed by a psychotic and violent white supremacist. Shemaki Pugh and Maurice Lee are the plaintiffs in the lawsuit, which is seeking a modest $75,000. The suit claims the victims' civil rights were violated, including that they suffered cruel and unusual punishment because of the inaction of the prison guards. As the men are bleeding from their stab wounds, one of the guards says, quote, "We should just let them die." Support for the Liberty Beat comes from the Conscious Resistance Network, featuring videos, news reports, and articles from a spiritual anarchist perspective. Experience the Conscious Resistance at theconsciousresistance.com. How would you like to have your business featured on the Liberty Beat? You can. Just send an email to libertybeat@snls.news for details. This is the Liberty Beat, produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. The Liberty Beat is online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
We have a breaking news blast on the tragic situation happening across the country, in which more than 40,000 Americans have been trapped in a confessions animal hoarding marathon on Animal Planet for the last 13 hours. The Animal Hoarders Marathon began at 9 this morning as victims were preparing for a full day before hearing the fateful sound of the show's opening credits. Almost instantly, thousands were pinned to their couches by a story of a heavyset homosexual living with his partner, his toothless sister, and 31 chihuahuas. Rescue workers rushed to free as many victims as they could.
The rope secure? Rope secure. We're gonna get you out of here. Just hold on a second, ma'am.
Wait, I think the next one is about monkeys.
Ready? Ready! Pull!
No, wait. Can I just see what happens with the feral cat?
In other parts of the country, rescue workers enlisted volunteers who had already seen the episodes to spoil them for the victims.
Oh, yeah, this one. This is about the lady living with the dogs in the trailer. She doesn't even get evicted in the end.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
It's Free Talk Live, and you may join us here if you want. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. Coming up, we can talk about capital punishment. It may be being abolished in New Hampshire, and that's, of course, not going to be the first state. There have been several states that have abolished capital punishment.
Yet another state.
Yes, so we can talk about that. But also, I know you had a story, since it's Easter weekend here, Mark, about a display that somebody had put up in their front yard that a mad woman decided she was going to vandalize and destroy. We'll get into that coming up here in just a moment. It's Ian and Mark here. We go to your phone calls and thoughts, though, to kick off hour number 2 here with the live Saturday edition of Free Talk Live. Let's talk first to Holly, listening in Gainesville, Florida, online. Go ahead, Holly. You're on Free Talk Live.
Thank you. Hey, I'm kind of new to this station, so that's okay. I came back in after listening to an earlier broadcast, and I heard what you were talking about as far as the cannabinoids and pot and everything else.
Yeah, it's 420, April 20th, the pot holiday.
Oh, is that in Maine only?
No, we're here in New Hampshire. It's all around the world. People celebrate 420 in various different ways.
Yeah, I can't understand why they like the number 420.
There's a history behind it. There's a couple different stories.
Urban legends,
Yeah.
But nonetheless, they like the.
It's stuck.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. You guys have a whole new concept since I was growing up.
I bet people smoked pot when you were growing up.
We have this this concept of cannabinoids and CBD versus whatever.
Well, that just means that people know more about the plant than they did 100 years ago. I mean, these are things that existed.
And the reality is when it comes to medical marijuana, CBD is a completely different animal than the actual THC
That's right.
grown plant, okay? And the funny thing is we end up confusing people. Well, yeah, CBD is this great, whatever. The reality is that, okay, yeah, if you need it for medical reasons, okay, you'll get the CBD version of it, whatever, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But somehow we try to lead people on thinking that, oh, geez, you get the CBD, you'll get the whole same high you get from everything else.
Nobody's leading anybody on to that.
And we're
just to be clear, no.
See, for those that are not clear, CBD will not get you high.
Yeah, we made that clear in the last hour, and I think pretty much every CBD marketer is also making that crystal clear. It does not get anybody high. CBD is a allegedly medically active compound or whatever,
compound within it. Yes.
So
but
if
actually,
we weren't clear on that, we should be clear now.
Oh no. I think a lot of people try to make themselves clear, but remember we're talking about people that, they look at it and go, "Wow, pot, okay." Great.
I don't think a lot of people. How many people know what CBD is? And it's being marketed in a way that doesn't necessarily, pander to a pot smoker. I think, because they're marketing it as.
I don't know. You got. You have Girl Scouts actually selling cookies outside of.
Are they selling CBD cookies now? The Girl Scouts.
Really. The funny thing is that. Somehow, if we can muddle the waters and make it seem like everything's legal and whatever.
I don't know what you're talking about. Is this? Is that what's happening in Florida? You're calling from Gainesville. Do you feel like the marketing is muddying the waters? I'm not clear on.
Oh no, marketing is marketing. Okay, that's fine. Okay.
Well, what are you trying to say? Who's muddying the waters?
Well. We need to make sure that people understand that CBD.
We're going to make sure about that. Thank you, Holly, for the call tonight. The toll-free number here is 855-450-FREE. I'm sure there's some confusion out there where people think CBD might get you high, but the person who's that uninformed about cannabis, would they even know what CBD is to begin with?
I think it's a lot of people informed. I think what Holly's concern is that CBD has spread from a grassroots level. It's a lot of people informing each other.
Sure.
And
there's going to be misinformation there.
People don't know. Then again, I'm not an expert on this stuff either.
Well, you're going to know as soon as you try some CBD. It doesn't get you high.
Well, I took CBD one time. I do jiu-jitsu, and there's some pain associated with
it like a rub or like a pill?
It was something as an oil that I was taking.
Okay.
And there's some pain associated with having grown men pull on your head and arms, right?
Yeah.
And so I took it, and I noticed no difference in my, in the pain that I was experiencing or anything like that.
It didn't help you?
It didn't help me.
Okay. So you didn't get high?
No, of course not.
That's what I'm saying. As soon as somebody takes CBD, if they thought it was going to get them high, that should disabuse them of that notion. Unless, of course, you get high off of a placebo effect or something, like you think you're going to get high and you actually, seem like you're catching a buzz. But I presume that doesn't happen to most people that take CBD because it's not psychoactive.
Yeah.
855-450-FREE as we continue. Larry is on the line listening to WIBC in Indianapolis. Go ahead, Larry.
How you doing, Mark and Ian?
Hey, Larry, go ahead.
Hey, it's so sickening to see the way we're treating marijuana in this country. And then I know the state of Indiana promotes alcoholism. They have every corner is a brew pub or a whiskey still. This place called Fountain Square in Indianapolis, 27 bars in a 7-block area. So it's just a sickening thing that the state would do that. They allow breweries to open.
And they make big money, too, off of all those alcohol licenses.
Yeah, but they pass them out like candy, and nobody pays the fees. All they do is get up a bunch of fees and then sell the license. So it's a sick thing. And I don't say this too often, Mark and Ian, but it's the true essence of racism. They have painted marijuana so black that people think that when they speak against it, they're speaking against the black man. And one more thing.
I've never heard that.
Larry, I'll say that the history of marijuana certainly has racism in it, but don't you think we've turned a corner?
No, I don't think we have. I think the essence that when we talk about racism, Mark and Ian, I'm a colored man, right?
We'll take your word for it.
This is where it comes across the board and reveals its ugly face. When we see a weed, a plant that you can grow yourself and have your own cure for a lot of different things that ail you, that the state wants to criminalize, yet they'll pass out free heroin needles. They'll pass out Zerboxin. They'll pass out Narcan and everything else to support a heroin addiction problem. But because the black man may tend more toward marijuana, they will keep it illegal. They will lock him up every time they catch him with a joint. I got one more thing,
But
Mark.
that's changing. I mean, there's no doubt. Oh, look. Let me acknowledge, Larry. There's no doubt. There's a discrepancy as far as police enforcement of marijuana. Certainly,
and drug laws generally.
Yeah, certainly here in New Hampshire, they disproportionately target blacks for marijuana arrests. So I think there's no doubt about that. But the fact is that's changing. You've already got 10 out of 50 states that have legalized it for recreational purposes,
and that's for everybody.
There should not be one question or debate over whether marijuana should be legal.
Agreed.
Well, I agree with you, but unfortunately, that's not the world we live in. However, those debates are being held, and the questions are being answered, and we're seeing.
Get one more thing in.
Yes,
go right ahead.
One more thing in. This is about the immigration. Now, when those people arrive to the border, right? They keep them only for 3 days, and then they have to fly them to whatever city that they want to that they want to go to, and then treat them when they get there as if they had refugee status. So that means a $5,000 housing allowance. They get food stamps. They get Section 8 housing and everything and so forth. So I think that America is so sick, and you know, Mark and Ann, I don't talk about racism, but this is the essence of what racism really is. When you pit one people against another at the bottom of the scale to try to wipe out somebody that you perceive as your arch enemy, that's no threat to you. So it's just.
I'm completely lost at this point. I have no idea what Larry's talking about. But thank you for the call tonight. I appreciate it, man. I got some of it. But it just went a little too nebulous for me there at the end. 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. You can bring up what you want here on the 420 live Saturday edition of Free Talk Live.
Bitcoin.com is delighted to announce their latest partnership with the gift card specialists at eGifter. With many of the world's leading brands on their roster, it is now easier than ever to get the gift cards of your favorite brands with Bitcoin Cash. To get started, just follow these simple steps. Visit giftcards.bitcoin.com, pick the gift card you want, follow the instructions on your screen, and make your payment using your Bitcoin Cash wallet. Sit tight and your gift card will be delivered to you as soon as it's ready. That's giftcards.bitcoin.com.
I want to tell you about my favorite cryptocurrency wallet, Edge Wallet, at edge.app. Edge is the wallet I use more than any other, and that was true long before Edge Wallet became a sponsor of Free Talk Live. Edge Wallet allows you to buy, sell, trade, and securely hold your cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, tokens, Monero, Ripple, Dash, Bitcoin Cash, and more. It's available for both Android and iOS, and you can download it via the Play or App Store or via Edge Wallet's website, edge.app. Secure your freedom with Edge Wallet.
Go to themorganreport.com and receive updates and insights you will not find anywhere else on the web. You will discover how to grow and protect your wealth under all market conditions. The Free Morgan Report provides interviews, webinars, question and answer sessions, plus mind-blowing videos. As David Morgan says, let my passion create your wealth. TheMorganReport.com. TheMorganReport.com.
Did you know you can legally exit the U.S. federal income tax system? Well, it's true, and thousands of American nationals are doing it. The 16th Amendment and the Internal Revenue Code are legal, but only in a limited jurisdiction. This is the basis behind the voluntary nature of the income tax. Learn the exit strategy provided by Congress. Find out more by visiting weissparis.com and watch our numerous videos. That's WEISS Paris.com.
Don't you hate that feeling in the pit of your stomach when the police pull you over? Most people have no idea how to handle it properly, and they promptly get fed into the municipal fee-generating meat grinder. Or maybe you recall that feeling you get when you go to the mailbox and see one or more letters from the IRS. You get a sense of impending doom, don't you? So let me ask you, if you could learn how to use the law to beat the IRS, traffic tickets, almost any courtroom scenario, collectors, credit card debt, and even mortgage debt because of fraud perpetrated against you, would that be worth knowing about? Don't laugh. Investigate. Check out the life-changing benefits of the Lighthouse Law Club at their website, lighthouselaw.com. lighthouselawclub. That's lighthouselawclub. And while you're at it, visit the Lighthouse Law Club YouTube channel. You might be in for a pleasant surprise.
The LRN.FM social media channels have been revamped. We've eliminated Facebook and focused on other platforms like Twitter and Mastodon, the decentralized alternative to Twitter. On our accounts, you'll find posts from multiple LRN.FM show hosts together in one place. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm, or better yet, move to the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm. I think you'll like it. So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com.
You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air, and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
It's Free Talk Live, and it is the 420 edition of the program, live on Saturday night, as we always are every Saturday, every night of the week, actually, all 7 nights a week. We are here from 7 to 10 at night Eastern Time. If it's between those hours, you can call in, and you can bring up anything that you want. So even if you're not listening live, maybe you're on a radio station that listens or where you hear us later on, you can still, mark your calendar. And if there's something you want to talk about on the radio with us, we're here for you. 855-450-FREE with you tonight. It's Ian.
And Mark.
And also wanted you to know about helpmetakebitcoin.com. The folks over at AnyPay make it super easy to accept cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Dash, Zcash, Bitcoin Cash, and others at your point of sale. If you got a real life business,
you have to have a business for this to really matter to you. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could still do it like if you were a service provider. If you were going over to somebody's house to deliver a service to them, fix a pipe or something, you could still use AnyPay to collect. Yeah. It doesn't have to be at a cash register, but that tends to be what they're focused on, to make it easy to accept crypto from your customers. And they've got an app that's available for both iOS and for Android devices. It's a simple 4-step process that they will walk you through over at helpmetakebitcoin.com. It's way easier than, if you've ever set up a credit card merchant account, this is 100 times easier than that.
Yes.
There's no application.
To ask, really.
You don't have to ask permission. There's no application beyond creating your username and password. Nobody has to approve your account. You just username, password, you're in, you put your cryptocurrency wallet addresses in the back end, and you load the app on your device at the point of sale. That's it. HelpMeTakeBitcoin.com. It is super easy. If you started right now, you might be able to finish by the time the segment's over. HelpMeTakeBitcoin.com. We continue with your calls and thoughts. Let's talk to Jim. He's in Virginia Beach, listening to WNIS. Hello, Jim.
Oh, good evening, gentlemen.
Hi, Jim.
I take CBD oil regularly.
Okay.
And speaking of the placebo effect, I feel a little bit better. It's supposed to help with pain. I've done manual labor pretty much my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of been an option for me because being away from another friendly doctor that used to prescribe me anything I wanted, thought that was the way to stay young, and it caused problems. And the other gentleman said giving out free Suboxone or methadone or anything. I've never heard of such a thing. You pay for that.
Yeah, somebody's paying for it.
But
well, tell me, what is it you take the CBD oil for? Is this an orally delivered oil?
Yes, it's an oil.
Mm-hmm.
There's different flavors.
Is it so it's not in a capsule? What do you put it in?
I've never seen it in a capsule. I buy it as an oil. There's different strengths.
Is it like in a dropper? How do you deliver it?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. In a dropper.
Mm-hmm. Do you put it under your tongue?
Correct.
Okay, got it.
And based on how much you want or what the strength of the dosage is how much you use. I have gone with the theory, if a little's good, a lot's better. Actually gave me a headache.
Oh, wow.
But it doesn't test positive in a UA.
Right.
Like I said, it might be the placebo effect, like, hey, I feel pretty good, Maybe this is. If it is, then that's what it is.
How long do you get relief from your pain? And you said you did a lot of manual labor. You have aches. I imagine your back.
Absolutely. Arthritis, chronic pain, athlete for years, injuries. Just, I'm 51, to get really personal. And there are things that I took other things because it gave me a smile on my face and I felt younger. It was the ultimate PED for me. Well, you get addicted to that other thing and you fight a battle of your life to get off of it. So this was something
right, and you don't want to go back.
I thought I would try. Correct. So it gives me a little bit of relief, and I would say it takes probably 1 to 2 weeks before you notice.
Really?
Kind of like, what is it, glucosamine for joints? Is that what the other one?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because I know some
Real
people say
similar
they've
to
like
that.
rubbed like a cream on, and then it's you don't have to wait 2 weeks in that case. I wonder if that.
Yeah, that might be possible. I've never tried that. It's also helped with my digestion.
Huh.
I have a tendency to like to stress a little bit, and that's kind of nothing but good I've experienced with it. It does cost a little bit of money, but like I said, doesn't show up in a UA.
And it's not addictive, most importantly.
No, because I've had short weeks where like, okay, I'm not getting it, and no, felt nothing other than I'm starting to get stiff again several days later when I didn't have it.
Good to know.
Yeah,
it's a nice testimony.
Jim, thanks for calling to share your story tonight. I do appreciate hearing from
you know
you.
what, guys?
Yes, sir?
Thank you for doing what you do. I don't always agree.
That's all right.
But I
Nobody
like
does.
that we cannot agree, and I love it.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you for the call tonight, Jim. The toll-free number here is 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's right. Open lines here. We will talk to you about whatever is on your mind. It doesn't have to be cannabis related.
And you don't have to agree with us.
No. And we've got that story, Mark, that you've got about the sexy Easter display or something like that.
I'm not sure it's Easter, but yeah.
Okay. That a woman has attacked, and it's recent. It's a recent story, right? It's not like it's not old. So it happened during like Easter time-ish.
Right. This is very recent.
We'll get into it when we get the chance, but your calls come first. So let's go to the phones here where we have John in Newport, Virginia, listening to WNIS. Hello, John.
Hello.
Hi, John. You're on the air.
I just wanted to make a comment.
Yes.
A lot of your callers have been calling in about the CBD oil and stuff like that. And one of your early callers made reference, I believe one of y'all made reference to the muddying of the waters in regards to marketing.
That was
That was our caller. Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, here's the problem that I have. And first, let me say I don't smoke. Haven't for a number of years. I did experiment with it when I was younger. Probably wouldn't, even if it was legalized, because I don't want the high at my age.
Okay.
However, I am totally in favor of the legalization because I see the medical benefits to it. But here's the problem. With the CBD oils and stuff like that, they've taken the high out of it. And they're promoting the medical benefits of it. But what they're not telling anybody is people in situations like myself. I currently hold a state-issued commercial driver's license.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's federally mandated. And because marijuana is still a federal crime, even if it is legalized by the state, it shows up on a random drug screening.
Our last caller said it doesn't.
It does.
He said CBD does not show up. You're saying it does?
I hate to break his heart. We've had employees fired from the company that I work for because they took CBD oil.
Well, it's a shame. I don't really have much else to say about it. I think it's unfortunate. We're in a transition period. I hope that can get changed soon. I think that Trump can get himself a few more votes this go around if he were to make some efforts in that direction. But it's just an opinion.
According to tonic.vice.com, Yeah, I don't know. It says here that it shouldn't, but let me see if we can learn a little bit more about it. John, thanks for the call tonight. I appreciate the heads up on that. 855-450-FREE, 855-450-3733.
Hi, I'm Dan Pilla. I started fighting the IRS over 40 years ago when they tried to seize my mother's house. I sued the IRS and won. I beat the IRS then, and I've been beating them ever since. I wrote the book on tax debt settlement, and I've helped thousands of people deal with tax problems they thought might never be solved. I can help you too. If you owe taxes you can't pay, don't wait another day. There's no such thing as a hopeless tax case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX or go to my website, danpilla.com. That's danpilla.com, danpilla.com.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Slingbow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug-out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of Slingbow, a new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this, right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it, and once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world, so I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here, and I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, connect with others via the forum at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com. The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism, will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount. Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on-demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long-distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market.
Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com.
Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
It is Free Talk Live. You may take control of the airwaves here. Our number is 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. Also, our Discord call-in lines are open and available to you over at discord.lrn.fm.
You've probably heard about Bitcoin. And if you have, maybe you've come to the conclusion that Bitcoin had its day and it's on the downhill slide. what likely that means is you haven't been paying attention to Bitcoin because, well, ladies and gentlemen, it's clawing its way back up. The cryptocurrency that has died 150 times is now back again.
It is rising from the grave.
Right. I mean, it's die, please. People who say Bitcoin's dead just don't know anything about Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's never been in the grave. It's doing awesome.
Yeah, Bitcoin.com is your premier source for everything related to Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin.com can help you choose a Bitcoin Cash wallet or buy Bitcoin Cash and show you where you can spend your Bitcoin Cash. You can also read the latest news or engage in the community on the in the forum over there. Learn more at Bitcoin.com. It's the place, right? They've got the name, Bitcoin.com.
We did just have somebody calling in to counter what another caller had claimed. That was that drug tests do not screen for CBD, which is the non-psychoactive chemical, or one of them that's in cannabis. It's become quite popular for pain relief and other maladies. And according to the article at tonic.vice.com that I found, it says here that it's unlikely CBD will show up in a drug test. If you have to take one for employment, chances are they'll be screening for cannabis, but that actually means they're looking for the presence of THC or THC metabolites, not CBD. Technically, CBD is a chemical, and if you ingest it, your body will metabolize it, so it can be detected. But the average drug test isn't designed to pick up CBD or any other compounds found in cannabis other than THC. That, according to Brenda Gannon, who is a toxicologist and laboratory director at Steep Hill, Arkansas, she says that, quote, because CBD is chemically distinct from THC, it is unlikely that pure CBD would be detected in these type of drug tests. However, hemp-based CBD products often contain trace amounts of THC. Further, Carolina Rebel in our chat room says that federal screens test for CBD while most other places don't. And so the guy who called in was a professional driver, so CDL.
Thank you, all the drivers out there.
Yeah, thanks for that. So since it's the feds who are likely testing him in that case, then maybe they're testing for CBD specifically, which, of course, you'd expect from the scum federal government to do something like that.
Also, another thing is that sometimes people who fail drug tests will say things in order to, not be quite as embarrassed about the whole thing. And maybe they're saying that they were just taking CBD when in fact they were smoking marijuana. I don't know.
Well, if that's true, then you shouldn't have tested positive for THC. Right? If you tested positive for THC, you weren't just taking CBD.
Right.
Let's go to Ray. Now, I think you should be able to take THC. I mean, who cares? Truckers have been doing various different drugs over the years for a long time, and I guess that's why the government tries to crack down on them, but I'm sure there are ways around that stuff. Let's go to Ray, listening to WLNI in Lynchburg, Virginia, on the FM band. Hello, Ray.
Hey, got you, boss.
Hey, you're on the air.
How you doing?
Good. What's up?
Hey, I sure appreciate it. Calling you, transplanted here from West Texas, and first chance checking you guys out. I really appreciate it. It's a pretty cool date.
Welcome.
And enjoying your show here. I just wanted to throw a couple bones your way.
Sure.
Disabled veteran, 100% blind.
Jeez.
I've been on the merry-go-round, the Ferris wheel, living in the dark for a decade or more now.
Wow.
And my main point, I got my Shepherd staff autographed and dated by George Young. You can go back and check out the movie Blow. I hadn't been past anything too bad other than our subject matter. But,
the movie Blow about the drug transportation business?
George Young.
Yeah.
George Young. The movie, it's about he's a hero, and
I agree with you.
I knew him personally. Yeah. But my point is, a lot of the people with the legalization issue. Let me one more point real quick. The synthetics are a real drag. They don't work. It's garbage, and these people are it's the placebo thing. But the main point is the people with on the legalization route to things. I do not agree with. Take a hint from the moonshiners. Simply decriminalize it and keep the government hands out of it.
I totally agree.
And all these things.
I would love to see a state government just stop the criminalization of cannabis and allow people to sell it without having to get a stupid government permission slip and licensing and all the regulations and the taxes and all that. I think that would be awesome. I would love to see New Hampshire just abolish criminal penalties for possession and sale and growing of marijuana. That's all they really need to do. But, of course, it's the state, and the state loves money, and they want to get a piece of the action. And so the odds that any state is going to do that are very, very slim.
Exactly, and if you ever been into one of those stores or something, it's like I don't know. You might as well go into Fort Knox or something. I mean, it's worse than going into your local liquor store or whatnot. And of course, that's where all the money comes from. Like you said, everything from transportation to this or that, and then they're making money off of something that's not even real. Or there was another program that was talking about all the chemicals and stuff where it's not even organic. You don't know what you're going. Take it out on the farmer's market, just like your watermelons and tomatoes, and see what happens.
The farmer's market, they'd sell good weed.
At its best.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
And I hope they can someday.
Hey, I sure appreciate it, man.
Thank
God bless
you, Ray
guys. You have a
Ray.
great Easter.
Thank you for the call tonight. Appreciate hearing from you. And yes, we will be live on Easter, by the way. Mark, you and I, and I think Richie Rich probably going to be coming out.
Yep.
So we will be here. We don't take holidays off because, we know you're still there. People still want to listen to stuff on the radio. And so we'll be here for you. All right, we continue with your calls and thoughts. Let's go to Patrick on the line in Virginia, listening to WNIS. Hello, Patrick.
Oh, hello. First of all, I'd like to wish you all a very happy and blessed Easter.
Thank you.
It'll be tomorrow. And
happy 420 to you. Go ahead.
This past week, they sent one of them rockets off the eastern shore.
Oh?
Wallops Island.
Where?
Wallops Island. They sent
Wallops Island?
Wallops.
Wallops.
Where is that?
That's on the eastern shore of Virginia,
They've
towards
got
Maryland line.
NASA has a launch center in Virginia?
Yeah, it's off the eastern shore.
Okay.
And they sent a rocket up last week. It was launched like 4:46 p.m. I think it was either Tuesday or Wednesday afternoon. And anyways, they got all these kinds of mice up there, and they're doing all these experiments. I just wondered how long they're going to be up there and doing all these experiments.
I don't follow the space world very closely. Every now and then I'll see some article about really pretty pictures taken of something in space or another, and I'll look at those pictures and I'll go, ooh, that's pretty. But I don't really know a lot about what's going on with the space program. But if somebody out there does know the answer, you're welcome to call in toll-free at 855-450-FREE.
I don't know everything either, but I do listen to a show now and then that does cover that stuff.
Oh, really?
It's called Declare Your Independence. It's with Ernest Hancock, and I'm sure you can find it at freedomsphoenix.com. He talks about all that sciencey stuff, and there's probably even more specialized podcasts out there, but this is a live daily show.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
It was supposed to connect with the International Space ship up there.
I do have a little bit of information here from delmarvanow.com. The Northrop Grumman Cygnus spacecraft was bolted into place on the International Space Station's Earth-facing port. Cygnus will remain at the space station until July 23rd, when the spacecraft will depart the station, deploy NanoRacks customer CubeSats, then have an extended mission of 9 months before it will dispose of several tons of trash during a fiery re-entry into Earth's atmosphere. So they are distributing the CubeSat. Have you heard about these things, Mark?
Oh, yeah. This is a tiny little satellite that they can put all over the place.
Right, and they're for low Earth orbit applications such as remote sensing or communications. I think I heard, and Patrick, thanks for the call tonight, I think I heard that these CubeSat things are going to be used to help distribute the internet or the blockchain.
Well, a variety of things can be done with them. They're just little satellites. Remember when it was a big deal when a satellite would come down? Now these things are tiny and they're just little fireballs.
All right, 855-450-FREE like freedom. You join us here. Take control of the airwaves on this live Saturday edition. This is Free Talk Live, 855-450-3733, or call the Discord call-in lines over at discord.lrn.fm.
Would you like to hang out with Penn Jillette? He's keynoting Freedom Fest this year. I, for one, am thrilled. Freedom Fest is the largest liberty-oriented gathering in the world. They take a Big Ten approach with libertarians, conservatives, liberals, anarchists, capitalists, and just open-minded people mingling together to hear real debates, share real solutions, and converse freely. This year's theme is the Wild West, a time of liberty and opportunity, or a time of anarchy and violence. Maybe both. Go to freedomfest.com/FTL and get your tickets now. now. freedomfest.com/FTL. Not convinced yet? Hey, I understand. It's a high-end event. Even with coupon code FTL50. Sure, you're likely to receive investment advice that'll make that sum seem paltry, but I have something special for you. Go to freedomfest.com/FTL and you'll get the 5 best speeches from last year for free. Call it a test drive. Do yourself a favor and go to freedomfest.com/FTL. freedomfest.com/FTL. Use coupon code FTL50 for a discount.
Looking for that edge during those intimate moments? We see many ads for enhancement, but the side effects include death. At GCN Team, we should change the Healthy Body, Brain, and Heart Pack to the Healthy Libido Pack. The brain and heart are not the only organs that require a healthy vascular system. For proper blood flow at the right moment, go to GCNteam.com or call 877-878-4203. That's 877-878-4203. That's 877-878-4203.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Slingbow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of Slingbow, a new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
Are you a sneezer? If you're not, can you get close to one? I don't literally mean someone sneezing. Sneezer, as defined by marketing guru Seth Godin, is an opinion leader. When a sneezer mentions something, other people catch what Godin calls the idea virus. Seth Godin says some people are more likely to tell their friends about a great new idea. So identifying and courting sneezers is a key success factor for idea merchants. His book, Unleashing the Idea Virus, is the most downloaded ebook in history, and you can download the whole book free. That's how he's making his idea contagious. Click tips, tricks, and other stuff to help you cut through the clutter at www.survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com. You can get emailed announcements and participate in contests via our email updates list. Plus, we have a Twitter account that you can follow and a Facebook page where you can become a fan. So visit news.freetalklive.com to get news about Free Talk Live as soon as it's announced and the way you want it delivered at news.freetalklive.com. That's news.freetalklive.com.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
You can put the Liberty Radio Network on the air in your area. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how. Broadcast.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live, the live Saturday edition of the program. You can dial in here. The toll-free number is 855-450, free like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. Coming up, a mad woman attacks a man's property. He had a little display that he'd put up in his front yard with some mannequins dressed up, and she wasn't happy about it. Mark, you've got that story that's on the way here tonight.
Ready to go.
Dean and Mark with you. Our toll-free number is 855-450, free like freedom. And we also have our Discord on-air call-in line rooms over at discord.lrn.fm. If you've never been to a Discord server before, I was new to it as of a year ago. We started our server back in January of last year. And I would say it's been a success. We've got hundreds of regular users on our Discord server. There are people in there basically 24 hours a day talking about whatever they feel like talking to each other about. And some of the folks you'll recognize as callers of the show. Others don't call, but that's cool too. You don't have to be a caller to be on our Discord. But it's a way for you to call in because there are on-air call-in line rooms there. Because Discord is not just a chat server where you can type in things, but there's also voice chat rooms as well where you can chat with other listeners or call the show. So check it out. It's free over at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm. And it's a great little service. Different chat rooms within the server, so different topics like cryptocurrency, gaming, and more. It's discord.lrn.fm. And I am getting a compliment on my T-shirt from The Remnant on our DLive chat at dlive.lrn.fm. That's our new video streaming platform, one of the 3 video streaming platforms that we simulcast on. Of course, we're also on YouTube and Twitch. And I am wearing a vintage copblock.org T-shirt here. It is sadly an organization that ain't what it used to be.
Doesn't exist, really.
Barely exists anymore. The website's still there, but it's kind of a shell of its former self, and almost nobody contributes to it anymore. It was purchased by somebody at an auction, basically. But the shirt's still pretty cool. So 855-450 free. Let's continue with your calls and thoughts. We've got Bob. He's in Indianapolis listening to WIBC FM. Hello, Bob.
Thanks, you guys.
Thanks, Bob. Go ahead.
Happy 420.
Ah, yeah.
Thank you.
Here you are.
Hey, real quick, I wanted to make a quote from a Janis Joplin song.
Mm-hmm.
Freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing left to lose. You remember
So what
that
does
song?
that mean to you?
What?
What does that mean to you?
Whatever it means to you, because you guys think the same way I do. Freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose.
Well, certainly
real
if you
quick,
don't have much to lose, then you have by proxy sort of more freedom because, well, you don't have as much at risk, basically.
Right. I mean, the things definitely can control you. There's no doubt about the things controlling you. But, I don't know. I've always kind of wondered about that particular statement because I have a friend who, is free in the sense that he has no home. He really doesn't have very many earthly possessions at all, but he spends his summer out.
Is this the former Amish guy?
No, he spends his summers basically hiking. Like the whole time, he sleeps outdoors.
Huh.
So, he's free if you want to be, but that's not the life I want to live.
Yeah, it's rough, but you're free to do what you want to do. But real quick, I don't want to beat a dead horse, and this horse isn't dead yet, but I want to put it out of its misery as soon as possible. It's a Mueller investigation on Trump. Real quick, the intent to obstruct justice, that whole question, that is a crime. The intent to obstruct justice is a crime.
It is
intent to commit a crime. That's a crime. Intent to commit a bank robbery, intent to kill somebody, that's a crime, even though you didn't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't do nothing. Well, you intended to. Well, you're guilty of intent to commit a crime. But thank you for listening. Thank you.
Thanks for the call, Bob. That said, I would add that I don't think that having an intention on its own should be a crime. I mean, certainly there is the conspiracy to commit blah, blah, blah charge that the federal government loves to throw at people. And I think that it's overused. I think that it is something that they use to intimidate and scare people into taking plea deals when nothing actually happened. Because if you've had a conversation, basically, as I understand it, I'm not an attorney. This is not legal advice. But as I understand it, in order to have a conspiracy charge, you have to have 2 or more people plotting to do something that would be a violation of whatever law. And they have to take at least some overt act in furtherance of that mission, or at least one of the people, as I understand it, has to take at least some act, something they have to do in order to say that this is a conspiracy. So just talking about it usually isn't enough.
Well, this isn't legal advice, but I would also say that obstruction of justice is a bullcrap charge.
Sure.
I mean, ultimately, if in the case of Trump, at least, you're talking about a person who is, being chased and hounded and whatever. We're going to get you impeachment, blah, blah, blah. And, what a surprise. He doesn't want to cooperate with you people. He wants to make it difficult for you to kick him out of the most powerful position in the world and perhaps throw him in jail. Well, I mean, you have to be the tried and true blue dog Democrat to get really upset about this stuff. What a surprise. The most powerful person in the world can't be brought to justice. Ho hum. I mean, like you thought somehow this was going to be different. Look, Russia is just Democrat for Benghazi. This is a bunch of partisan bullcrap, and I'm so bored. Get over it.
855 450 free like freedom. We continue. Kevin is in Norfolk, Virginia, listening to WNIS. Hello, Kevin.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, what's on your mind?
I'm weighing in on the cannabis issue there.
Sure.
I was wondering if you were familiar with the medical use of cannabis oil for the treatment of prostate cancer and its symptoms.
No.
Apparently, I was Googling, and apparently in England, and this study is like at least 15 years old, they were using cannabis oil in the form of suppositories to treat prostate cancer symptoms, and it was lowering the PSA levels and shrinking the tumors.
Wow.
Strengthening the tumors.
Shrinking them.
Oh, shrinking them. Okay.
Shrinking them because of its, apparently it has significant anti-inflammatory properties and everything.
Very interesting.
So, yeah, now I don't know what the dosage was or anything, but being as nowadays that's probably like the number one killer almost of males in this country is colon or prostate cancer. If you don't count lung cancer into the mix, you would think that they would be all on board for at least legalizing cannabis oil in all 50 states.
Well, I hope somebody's heard this today and that they can use this information to help themselves.
Kevin, anything else you want to share?
I mean, there's a lot of medical studies out there that never make the light of day that are sponsored by Big Pharma
Right.
and everything, but it's not in their own best interest to release it to the public. But if you go to the library and do your due diligence and research, you certainly can find them.
Kevin, thanks for the call tonight. I definitely appreciate hearing from you as we continue. Let's go to Robert in Indianapolis, listening to WIBC FM. Hello, Robert.
How you doing?
Hey, what's on your mind?
With all the Islamic migration into Europe, nobody's talking about it, but all these nuclear weapons within the EU, all these different countries, as EU becomes Islamic in the next 20 or 30 years, majority, I've noticed nobody in any major governments are talking about who's going to disarm these nuclear weapons so we don't have some kind of religious apocalypse.
I haven't heard it either. You're right.
It seems a little paranoid, don't you think?
Could it happen?
Well, no, it could happen.
Yeah, it could happen.
It really could happen.
Sure.
Yeah.
You think that Islam is going to take over Europe?
Well, what I can tell you is that when you're talking about Muslims, they have larger families, and at this point, in Western European countries, they're subsidizing poor people or whatever, and Muslims are availing themselves of it. So, yeah, is it possible? Okay.
Well, and you know what made me think about I seen the video on the fertility rate and how Muslims have 8.1 children and Anglo-European or other Europeans only have Europeans only have like 1.7.
What makes you think exactly that Muslims have it out for you, that they're going to drop a nuclear weapon?
No. I don't think the majority has it out.
Okay.
But as we've seen, whether it's state-sponsored or Saudi-sponsored or any of them, is all hearsay, speculation. But there are always religious fanatics out there. What would happen if you give Westboro Baptist Church a nuclear weapon?
Seems good wise.
I mean, there's just as
Look,
crazy
I'm not
on
saying don't
both
disarm the
sides.
nukes. I think that all the nuclear weapons around the whole planet should be disarmed. I mean, that would be great.
It's not going to happen.
Most people that have nukes don't want to launch them because they know it will be the end of the world as they know it, probably the end of their lives as well, because of mutually assured destruction. Thank you, Robert, for the call. More coming up on Free Talk Live.
everyone. Proactive MD has an incredible offer for our radio listeners only. Stay tuned for our exclusive offer that includes a free charcoal pore cleansing brush and free shipping. Proactive MD with prescription strength adapalene can heal and prevent future breakouts. Today, for just $19.95, we're offering listeners the 3-piece Proactive MD system with free shipping, plus a free gift, the new charcoal pore cleansing brush. Get this exclusive offer by calling now, 1-800-583-8662, or go to proactive.com and enter promo code RADIO. You heard right, Proactive MD, plus free shipping and a free gift, the new charcoal pore cleansing brush. You'll get all this for just $19.95 and their 60-day money-back guarantee. You're guaranteed to get clear and stay clear, or you get your money back. Call now, 1-800-583-8662. That's 1-800-583-8662. Or go to proactive.com and enter promo code RADIO. Again, go to proactive.com and enter promo code RADIO.
Are you a cryptocurrency advocate? The Crypto Tip is the ideal outreach tool to help new people discover cryptocurrency. It's a printable business card-sized tip that you can give to service providers, preferably in addition to a good cash tip. When the server scans the QR code, it'll bring up an explanation of cryptocurrency, how to install a wallet, and allow them to claim the tip. If they don't claim the crypto, you get your tip refunded to you after a time period you specify. Plus, if they do claim the tip, you get an email alert. Create as many tips as you want at cryptotip.org. That's cryptotip.org. Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 3 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. Online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow reporting for the weekend edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading around $1,276, silver at $14.98, and Bitcoin is trading around $5,275. Today's prices are brought to you by InnoScale. Take off with Managed Cloud. Looking for a safe, secure way to store your important files online? Let InnoScale handle it for you. Their high availability cloud servers are the perfect solution for clients needing one or more secure, scalable servers with built-in hardware failover protection. For details, see them online at innoscale.net. In the news, U.S. Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has proposed the U.S. cut military and economic aid to Israel worth $3 billion a year in response to the re-election of Benjamin Netanyahu as prime minister. Ocasio-Cortez explained that there are many ways to protect the Palestinians from Israeli violations, including a bill proposed by Democratic Minnesota Representative Betty McCollum that would prohibit U.S. aid to Israel from being used to detain Palestinian children in the West Bank. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu pledged during his election campaign to annex illegal settlements built on the Palestinian lands in the West Bank. Ocasio-Cortez's view on Israel and Palestine has received extensive media attention. The Democratic candidate expressed her support for the Palestinians during the Land Day protests in Gaza, in which 135 Palestinians were killed by Israeli occupation forces. The Liberty Beat is sponsored in part by Brave Botanicals, high-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices, with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven, fighting for your right to consume plant-based medicine and natural remedies. Find out more at mybravebotanicals.com. And right now, Liberty Beat listeners can save 10% by using promo code SNLS at checkout. This is the latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Find us online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. Your news now continues. The Trump administration has declared the most severe new sanctions against Cuba since President John F. Kennedy imposed an economic embargo banning all trade with the communist island in 1962. Speaking in Miami on April 17th, the anniversary of the United States' failed 1961 invasion of Cuba's Bay of Pigs, National Security Advisor John Bolton announced the end of virtually all non-family travel to Cuba and placed new limits on the money Cuban Americans can send to family on the island. He also said the U.S. will now implement a 23-year-old law aimed at blocking both U.S. and foreign investment in Cuba. First passed by Congress in 1996 as part of a broader sanction package against Cuba, but put on hold because it triggered immense opposition among U.S. allies. The anti-media reports the harsh new sanctions reverse the disastrous Obama-era policies and finally end the glamorization of socialism and communism. That's according to Bolton. Trump's decision activates a long-suspended 1996 provision of U.S.-Cuba sanctions that allows Cuban Americans to sue in U.S. courts any company that benefits from private property of theirs confiscated by Fidel Castro's regime. In a highly disturbing video, 4 black men were chained to a table in a prison, while a single white man was allowed access to a knife to brutally stab them. The graphic and hard-to-watch video is now the subject of a federal lawsuit filed earlier this month in the Southern District of Ohio. The Free Thought Project reports the 2 officers, identified only by their surnames of Fay and Dalton, laughed as 4 inmates were brutally stabbed in June of 2017, according to the suit. The cornerstone to the lawsuit is the surveillance video showing the horrifying event unfold as 4 men played cards only to be repeatedly stabbed by a psychotic and violent white supremacist. Shemaki Pugh and Maurice Lee are the plaintiffs in the lawsuit, which is seeking a modest $75,000. The suit claims the victims' civil rights were violated, including that they suffered cruel and unusual punishment because of the inaction of the prison guards. As the men are bleeding from their stab wounds, one of the guards says, quote, "We should just let them die." Support for the Liberty Beat comes from the Conscious Resistance Network, featuring videos, news reports, and articles from a spiritual anarchist perspective. Experience the Conscious Resistance at theconsciousresistance.com. How would you like to have your business featured on the Liberty Beat? You can. Just send an email to libertybeat@snls.news for details. This is the Liberty Beat, produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. The Liberty Beat is online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
It's the Onion Radio News. General Motors reports record sales of its new disposable car. This is Doyle Redland reporting. General Motors has announced a 56% increase in earnings this year, attributing much of it to February's wildly successful launch of the GMC Whim, the first ever non-refillable disposable automobile. Debuting at a cost of $1,100 each, the vehicles are flying out of showrooms as quickly as dealers can stock them. Whim enthusiast Glenn Shriver.
I recently consumed 4 vehicles driving from my home to Daytona Beach for the first annual Whim Owners Convention. I've already collected all 8 colors.
Rival automakers are preparing to counter with their own lines of disposable cars, including the Ford Temporare and the Chrysler Dumper. The 2002 Mitsubishi Ditch will be unveiled later this year with a projected sticker price of $799. Doyle Redland for the Onion Radio News, online at theonion.com.
Free Talk Live.
Yep, it's Free Talk Live, launching into the 3rd hour of this live Saturday edition of the show, the 420 edition of Free Talk Live. It is April 20th. Did a lot of cannabis-related, CBD-related also talk earlier in the show tonight. Ian and Mark in the studio with you. You are welcome to call in about anything you want. Still to come, man set up a display of some mannequins, some dressed up mannequins on his front lawn, and one woman found it offensive. She took action and destroyed the man's property. We'll tell you about that, or at least Mark will, because I don't have the story. We'll get into it coming up here. But first, to your phone calls and thoughts. Sarah is in New Mexico. You're on Free Talk Live. Hello, Sarah.
Yes. So yesterday, a man shot his ex-girlfriend.
Oh no!
And then shot himself, but she died at the hospital later, but he lived.
I bet he wishes he was dead.
Well, and the story was, he said that she shot him and then she tried to kill himself. He turned the whole story around.
Yeah.
And so this is like the 5th time I heard this kind of stuff happening here in Albuquerque. That's the reason why we have gun control. I just want to say.
But wait, it didn't work. Right? Because he still shot his girlfriend and then shot himself. So the gun control whatever laws there are didn't stop that from happening.
Sarah, the places in the United States that have the most gun crime are the places that have the most gun laws. Why do you suppose that is?
I do not know. I wonder if that's true, as you're saying.
Well, it is correlation, not
that.
causation.
You believe
so.
everything else you hear on the radio, Sarah?
No, not really. I don't believe everything.
Okay.
No. But
I mean, look, how would this domestic situation, this murder, attempted suicide that you're talking about, happened despite all of the various different gun control laws out there? What would you propose?
Well, the thing is, we have the gun control law, but it's not in effect yet.
Well, wait a minute. What is it that would have gone into effect? What are you expecting to go into effect that could have changed this situation?
So the whole thing is if they're getting if she has a restraining order and is threatening her and she had made police report, he would not have a gun. His gun would have been
Did that happen
taken
in this
away.
case? Did she make police reports?
I do not know what the detail was.
So if she hadn't made a
that would
police
be
report, then they couldn't take his gun away. So if this just happened, if it just occurred, because a lot of crimes are crimes of passion, they happen in the moment. The classic example is the spouse that comes home to find their significant other in bed with some stranger or their best friend or something like that, and they go into a fit of rage and commit some sort of act that they otherwise never would have committed. I'm not saying it's okay, it's not, but that's sort of the classic example. What if that had happened, Sarah? How would your gun control laws have affected that situation?
Well, it'd be hard. It would be hard to get. I mean, the way the thing about it is if they have stricter background control, and if a lot of people they have their guns taken away.
I've never bought a gun in a legal marketplace, like from some official dealer or whatever. The guns I've always purchased have come from other individuals. So how are you going to control that?
Well, the thing about it is, to me, something is better than nothing.
I see. So you just want to feel good. You just
Sarah,
want to.
Are you concerned at all that gun crimes tend to be disproportionately used against people of color?
Well, I mean, are the people of color using it on each other, on themselves? Is that what's going on?
A lot of people have guns. A lot of people carry guns to prevent people from committing crimes. The single biggest use of a firearm in the United States is the prevention of crime. Now, you can claim that it's not necessary or whatever, but she
doesn't care about those people.
If a
Mark.
crime is occurring right there in your immediate future, you'd rather have a gun than a cell phone, I can assure you. So, the cops will be there, but you might be dead by the time they get there.
Maybe they wouldn't be there if they're in Detroit.
This happens a lot here in New Mexico for some reason. Men shooting women and killing themselves.
Oh, it's only men shooting women.
No, I mean that's what I've been hearing.
Is it possible you are more likely to hear the things that you want to hear? That you are self-selecting or filtering the news so to where the things that you are most attuned to are the ones that you're more likely to notice?
Well, I never heard of a woman shooting a man.
Well, let me tell you.
In a hotel or something.
Yeah, let me tell you. As far as domestic abuse is concerned, it doesn't always involve guns, but women beat men just as much, if not more, than men beat women.
There is a study out there that says that.
Thank you for the call tonight, Sarah. I appreciate it. The toll-free number here is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733.
Men don't report it nearly as often because they're embarrassed and stuff.
And maybe I should have asked Sarah, okay, so you take the guns out of this household. Are you going to also take the knives out? How about poison? How about all manner of other different things that could be used to draw blood from someone or theoretically take their life away?
A gun's a tool. We have rights. I don't really care about all the practical stuff, right? The Constitution says we have rights. It's specific that the right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. But if you've got a right to life, you have a right to defend that life. If you have a right to build a tool, you have the right to build a tool that will defend your life. If you have the right to engage in commerce, then you have a right to sell a tool that one might use to protect their life.
Well, in theory, but the
if
reality
someone
is different.
misuses that tool, you have no right to stop everybody from owning one.
Mm-hmm.
End of story. I don't care what the justifications are.
But Sarah wants to feel good.
There are either rights or there aren't. I don't care about Sarah and the non-thinking muprons out there that just believe that they can just take people's rights away.
We believe in rights, Mark, but other people don't.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
The Nazis believed they could take the Jews' right to life.
Mm-hmm.
They thought it was okay. That's because authoritarians think it's fine to take people's rights. They think rights are mitigable because they make them uncomfortable. Screw those people.
They don't believe in rights.
They don't. They don't believe in the notion of rights at all. And, they only believe in rights when it's convenient for them. They believe in the right to speech or free press or whatever until you write or say something that concerns them. Look, that's all it is, ladies and gentlemen. You either have rights or you don't have rights. And if the government can take them away, you don't have them. It's not an organization there to protect your rights.
No.
That's a laughable notion that the founding fathers believed that has been disproven by more than 200 years of the United States.
All evidence suggests what you're talking about is true. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. We continue with more of your calls and thoughts. Let's go to Justin, listening to WIBC-FM in Indianapolis. Hey, Justin.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, what's on your mind?
Not much. First off, I just want to say thank you guys for giving everyone an open platform to talk about what they believe in, whether it be on the left or right.
Or elsewhere.
This is just a rebuttal. Yeah, or elsewhere in the middle. This is a rebuttal to an early caller, gentleman, saying that he had a state-issued license and that he's had multiple people get fired for CBD uses flagging UAs.
Yeah, he was specifically referring to having a CDL, commercial driver's license, which is
Yeah. So I worked in a vapor shop, managed one for a couple of years, and I've got a couple friends that are doctors, and I have specifically a couple friends that used to work at the minute clinics that a lot of these places send their drivers to get tested.
Okay.
So basically, it's CBD is a chemical, and chemicals, just like every other drug or anything else, affect everyone differently. And because it is a cannabinoid, on these cheap urine quick flash tests, it triggers a cannabinoid fail. There is no distinction between THC and CBD, whereas a follicle test or a cotton swab in the mouth will show the different levels of the two chemicals. And it also depends on what kind of dosage you have, what body fat percentage, because like THC, because it is a cannabinoid, it stores longer in fat cells.
Interesting.
So
Justin, hang on. If you've got more to say, you sound well informed. You're welcome to stay. Up to you.
Oh, no, I've got to go.
Hey, thanks for the call, man. I definitely appreciate the expertise. The toll-free number here is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. So far the answer is unclear as to which drug tests will test for CBD or catch CBD unintentionally. We're coming up here. This is Free Talk Live.
She seems happier. Her fur is so much shinier, silkier, softer. She has really mellowed a lot.
Sheba is 105 lean pounds of shiny, smooth, happy dog for life.
The shedding has stopped. The itching has stopped.
Since 2001, we've helped more than 250,000 dogs get over their nutritional deficiency miseries.
And saved our customers bazillions in vet bills.
Everything we tried failed except the Dynovite.
Come to Dynovite for help.
DINOVITE.com.
If you want the dog to be healthy, you got to feed it something healthy.
The omega-3 fatty acids, flaxseed, zinc, alfalfa, the digestive enzymes that are cooked out of regular dog food. Dynovite is nutrition.
Dynovite for life.
Don't let your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy.
Come to Dynovite for help.
859-428-1000.
859-428-1000.
DINOVITE.com.
Did you know you can legally exit the U.S. federal income tax system? Well, it's true, and thousands of American nationals are doing it. The 16th Amendment and the Internal Revenue Code are legal, but only in a limited jurisdiction. This is the basis behind the voluntary nature of the income tax. Learn the exit strategy provided by Congress. Find out more by visiting weissparis.com and watch our numerous videos. That's WEISSparis.com.
Bitcoin.com is delighted to announce their latest partnership with the gift card specialists at eGifter.
With many of the world's leading brands on their roster, it is now easier than ever to get the gift cards of your favorite brands with Bitcoin Cash. To get started, just follow these simple steps. Visit giftcards.bitcoin.com, pick the gift card you want, follow the instructions on your screen, and make your payment using your Bitcoin Cash wallet. Sit tight and your gift card will be delivered to you as soon as it's ready. That's giftcards.bitcoin.com.
Free Talk Live.
You can tell by the way they're dressed, by their demeanor, that these are illegal.
Okay.
Do you understand that they bring in leprosy and
oh God, here's the
tuberculosis?
leprosy. Show me the news story about leprosy and not some
Do you
crackpot
understand
website.
this is our country and
Yes,
this is
hold
about
on.
our
Wait,
children?
Wait, stop the jingoistic crap. You're picking and choosing.
And
You're
I'm
saying
not
that a
afraid
bunch
of
of
the government,
murdering,
okay?
raping lepers are coming across the border.
Oh, yes, they are. In fact,
No,
there's a
that's
leprosy
nuts,
colony.
Trish.
There's a leprosy
if
colony
that
in
was the
Texas.
case, then in fact we would all know about it. I mean,
No, you
it
wouldn't.
sounds like the night of the
No,
living
you
dead
wouldn't.
down there at the border, and they're just coming across
Do you
looking for the
think-
brains.
You think CNN and Fox News is going to tell you this? You got another thing coming.
Why wouldn't they?
It
It'd be
is
great for
planned
ratings.
by design. It's meant to bring this country
Oh, now there's
to
a
its
conspiracy behind it, right? You're going to tell me the
I don't know
NWO's
if you
behind all
realize
this?
it.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM.
Did you know you can legally exit the U.S. federal income tax system? Well, it's true, and thousands of American nationals are doing it. The 16th Amendment and the Internal Revenue Code are legal, but only in a limited jurisdiction. This is the basis behind the voluntary nature of the income tax. Learn the exit strategy provided by Congress. Find out more by visiting weissparis.com and watch our numerous videos. That's WEISS Paris.com.
Help get LRN.FM into more ears. Visit promote.LRN.FM for a free bumper sticker, flyers, banners, graphics, and more. Promote.LRN.FM.
This is Free Talk Live, the live Saturday edition of the show. You can dial in toll-free, bring up whatever you want. Our number here is 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. Tonight it's Ian.
And Mark.
And I want to let you know about the wallet that I use more often than any other cryptocurrency wallet. It's Edge Wallet, and it is available for both iOS and Android. And I'm super happy that Edge is on board supporting Free Talk Live because...
And I, Mark Edge, approve.
Although it wasn't actually named after you. But
I won't have you spreading lies on these airways.
It is a great name. Secure your freedom with Edge Wallet. You can, of course, hold multiple cryptocurrencies as well as buy, sell, and trade those cryptos, including Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, tokens, Monero, Ripple, Stellar, and more. Head over to edge.app or just search for Edge Wallet in your Google or Apple app stores. Once again, it's edge.app. And I'm really happy about it because, like I said, I've used Edge Wallet since long before they became a sponsor here on Free Talk Live. We've been talking with Paul Puey from Edge Wallet. He's the CEO, I think, over there.
He's in charge.
Like we've met him at a bunch of different crypto conventions over the years. He's one of our regulars. We always have him on to talk about stuff. And
He's great.
That's because when they started, back when it was Bitcoin only wallets, they had the best Bitcoin only wallet too. They had Airbits. Remember that one?
Yep.
Yeah, and Airbits became
Still
Edge.
exists.
Yep. So edge.app, go grab it there. It's free. As we continue here, we'll take your calls and thoughts about what you want. It's Tom in New Hampshire, listening online. Go ahead, Tom.
It's about the fire at Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris.
Yeah, wow.
And
have they figured out who did that yet?
They say it was a short circuit in the wiring, but one of the things, two things. First of all, some rather successful individuals have pledged to give a whole bunch of money to help rebuild it, and there's even some criticism about how come they got all this money to spend on something like that. And, of course, the big question is how come the church wasn't insured, or was it insured after all? And that's a real big question there. But did you see the coverage of the fire? Did you see on the news?
I saw some video of it.
Yeah. Anyway, there was a fire there, and I took a look at that, and you know what I said? Holy smoke! I said, holy
smoke. Thanks for the call. God. All right, we continue here.
I should have known.
It wasn't bad.
No, it's not a bad joke.
Let's go to Tony in Dover, Delaware, listening to the radio. Go ahead, Tony.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, dude, you're on the air.
Okay, I got two things I'd like to discuss.
Yes,
One is that the lady who wears the burqa in Congress.
Who?
The lady who wears the burqa in Congress.
Okay.
Yeah, Omar or whatever.
Omar, you got
I don't think it's a burqa. It's probably like a hijab or something.
Whatever.
Right, whatever.
A burqa covers the whole thing.
She had somebody arrested the other day for threatening her.
She had somebody what the other day?
Arrested for threatening her?
Yeah, online.
Oh.
The guy who threatened her was online, and he got arrested.
Mm-hmm.
People threaten me all the time. Cops don't do anything about it.
You're not the government.
He got arrested for saying something out loud that all the rest of us were thinking.
I don't know if you're swallowing your phone, man, but I'm having a tough time understanding you. I apologize. Can you pull your phone back like an inch from your mouth? That might help.
Okay, how about now?
Maybe a little better. I don't know.
The problem at the southern border.
Okay, what's the problem there? The fact that there is one?
Well, there are 11 million illegal aliens in this country. 11 million. No, I'm sorry, 22 million illegal aliens.
What's the matter with that? Everybody breaks the law. So do you.
Well, if we put a $50 bounty on every one of their heads, the problem would go away in a year. And America.
Are you talking about murdering?
$1
Are you talking about murdering people?
No, just a bounty to turn them in so they could be deported.
$50. I can't handle it anymore. Thanks for the call tonight. I can't handle it. It just sounded too bad.
I think the problem with illegal immigration in this country really comes down to the government giving away free money to people that it shouldn't be, and people being scared of how illegal immigrants are going to vote. And I understand both of those. If you simply make it illegal for illegal immigrants and their families to benefit from government money, problem solved. You can't put out a bowl of cat food every morning and complain that stray cats come to your door. Only an idiot would do that. Secondly, make it so people can come here and they just can't vote. Fine. I'm sure they just come here and work hard and build a better life for themselves and their family. They're not coming here to vote Democrat, ladies and gentlemen. The Democrats want them to come here and vote Democrat, obviously. And it's pretty clear that if they wanted to vote Republican, that the Democrats would be like, my God, we're being invaded, right? Like it's just it's a political football, as they refer to it. So remove the political aspect from it, and then people can just live their lives. This country was built by immigrants, and many of them came here without papers.
Let's go to Thor. He's on the line from Indianapolis, listening to WIBC. Go ahead, Thor. Oops, sorry about that. Let me actually put you on the air. Thor, go ahead.
I was listening to the conversation today earlier about CBD oil and drug testing, and I'm in Indianapolis, and CBD here in Indiana is legal. And the 2 cents that I wanted to try and put in was that there are 2 different types of CBD oil.
Really?
One of them being full spectrum, and it is legal. And from what I can tell, it's okay for full spectrum CBD to contain up to 0.03% of THC. Now, I wouldn't consider that a problem unless you're a daily user. And what we know from THC and how it stores in our fat cells, a daily user of CBD oil, which is legal, could easily fail a drug test for THC, in a couple weeks. I mean, I don't know exactly what the math would be, but it wouldn't take very long whatsoever for someone to be considered over the limit of having THC in their system.
Yeah.
All the while buying something legally sold at the gas station.
Yeah, this is one of the problems. Since I work at my own business, I really don't think about your analysis tests and these kinds of things. If they drug test the radio industry, half the DJs in America would be fired. So it's never been a real issue for me. But I bet you're right. I bet there are people that are getting canned over taking a pain relieving, non-psychoactive oil.
Correct. Yeah, you wouldn't feel any psychoactive effects from such a small percentage, but given enough usage or given enough time, I mean, it's all the same to the government, to the state.
I think this is a problem that is ultimately going to solve itself. I mean, there's going to be
too many good people fired, and people are going to be upset.
Right.
Well, and as states start to legalize cannabis, eventually these companies will sort of come along and realize that if they're going to be issuing drug tests, they should only issue it after somebody has done something, like you crashed a forklift. Okay, time to go ahead and take a drug test. But in many cases, I don't think that they should be issuing these drug tests. At the very least, you might see drug tests stop testing for cannabinoids after it gets legal in enough places where they'll only test for other things. So I think this is something that's going to just shake itself out over time. But as of right now, there's clearly a lot of confusion about what these tests can and can't find. And I would say anybody that's considering a position that is going to be tested ought to do as much research on this topic as you possibly can. Thor, thanks for the call tonight. I appreciate it. The toll-free number here is 855-450-FREE. Luckily, we have the internet, and there's all kinds of information out there. Of course, there's probably conflicting information about this topic, as it's been the most controversial part of the show tonight. People disagreeing about whether or not drug tests can or can't, or which types of CBD is or is not detectable.
Yeah, it's funny.
855-450-FREE. That's 855. Well, sign of the times, I guess.
Yeah.
855-450-FREE. This is Free Talk Live, and it's 420.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Slingbow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug-out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of Slingbow. A new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
Most of you know that heart disease is the #1 silent killer in the U.S. What if I told you for just $54.95 a month you could fight against heart disease naturally? At Heart and Body Extract, we've been helping thousands of people get back to a healthier heart. Don't just take my word for it. Check out all of the success stories at hbextract.com, or to order, call 866-295-5305. That's 866-295-5305. hbextract.com. Don't risk it when you can take charge of it.
Would you like to hang out with Penn Jillette? He's keynoting Freedom Fest this year. I, for one, am thrilled. Freedom Fest is the largest liberty-oriented gathering in the world. They take a Big Ten approach with libertarians, conservatives, liberals, anarchists, and just open-minded people mingling together to hear real debates, share real solutions, and converse freely. This year's theme is the Wild West, a time of liberty and opportunity, or a time of anarchy and violence. Maybe both. Go to freedomfest.com/FTL and get your tickets now. freedomfest.com/FTL. Not convinced yet? Hey, I understand. It's a high-end event, even with coupon code FTLEB. Sure, you're likely to receive investment advice that'll make that sum seem paltry, but I have something special for you. Go to freedomfest.com/FTL and you'll get the 5 best speeches from last year for free. Call it a test drive. Do yourself a favor and go to freedomfest.com/FTL. freedomfest.com/FTL. Use coupon code FTLEB for a discount.
My name is Jacob Hornberger. I'm president of the Future of Freedom Foundation, which Congressman Ron Paul awarded for having an outstanding freedom website. Write us at fff@fff.org, and we'll send you a free 3-month subscription to our monthly journal of libertarian essays and our booklet, Economic Liberty in the Constitution, which George Mason University economics professor Walter Williams praised in a recent column. That's fff@fff.org.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate us 5 stars, then share the link on your social media, and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free at apps.lrn.fm.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
Some of our live shows are streamed in HD on Twitch. Please follow and share at twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live 420, live Saturday edition of the show. As always, you are invited to join us here, and the toll-free number is 855-450-FREE, 855-450-3733. Coming up in a couple months from now, ForkFest 2019 kicks off June 13th through June 18th at the beautiful White Mountains of New Hampshire, a place called Rogers Campground, one of our favorite places to go. And we will be there at the ForkFest. We'll be broadcasting Free Talk Live every day from ForkFest, and we'll look forward to seeing you there. You can decide for yourself what to do. You just want to hang out and camp with other like-minded, liberty-loving people like voluntarists or liberty-loving anarchists and libertarians. They're going to be there hanging out. But also, you can create something if you want. Maybe you want to create a thing for other people to do, because ForkFest is decentralized. There's no official schedule. There's no tickets. There's no board of directors. There's nobody to make any official decisions about anything. You just have to decide what you want to do. Do you want to create a thing for others to enjoy? Maybe, put a poker game together, or perhaps put on a play, or, a speaker series, or whatever it is that you feel called to do. This is the place that you can do it. Forkfest.party is where you can go to learn more about the event. There's also the unofficial Forkfest forum and Telegram chat room, which allows you to easily connect with other people who intend to attend Forkfest or who have also attended in the past. So go and get connected. Forkfest.party, and mark your calendar now for June 13th through the 18th, and get on the phone to Rogers Campground and book your campsite as soon as you can. Forkfest.party. As we continue, we'll take your calls and thoughts. Dodger is on the line in Michigan, listening via TuneIn. Hello, Dodger.
Hello. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, sir. Gotcha. Go right ahead.
All right. So I just kind of want to tell a story about something that happened to me last week. Now, Michigan is the first Midwest state to legalize cannabis for recreational use.
Yep.
And
what are the rules surrounding that? I know you wanted to say something, but just curious. I mean, what are the limits? And is it like an ounce that you can possess? Do you know? Is it 21 and up?
Yeah, it's 21 and up.
Mm-hmm.
I know that they essentially overlaid what had been the medical over kind of the recreational. So a person is also allowed to grow like 12 plants per person, and and stuff like that. Yeah, so
I'm looking right here. Just by the way, I pulled it up at potguide.com. The marijuana laws in Michigan looks like adults 21 years or older are allowed to possess up to 2.5 ounces of cannabis outside of their home. So you can drive around with up to 2.5 ounces, and up to 10 ounces in your home. Plus, adults of age must or may possess and cultivate up to 12 cannabis plants in their home, and possess no more than 15 grams of concentrate at any given time. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and so it was really odd for me because I was at kind of what you guys call your central square.
Mm-hmm.
It's Bronson Park in the city that I live in, and I was up on the stage. I was using one of the walls to block the wind, and I'm sitting there and I'm rolling a joint, and a cop comes up on me.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, I literally just, dumped the stuff into my paper. And as soon as she walked up on me, I like jumped and like dumped half of it.
Oh man,
she made you spill your weed.
I know, but she said, "You're not allowed to sit up here. You can go do that anywhere else in the park." And it's just
Really?
kind of strange to me. Like she didn't care about the pot.
Now hold on, is it legal to consume in public?
No, it is not. But you are allowed to possess it.
Right. So you hadn't
I-
consumed it. You were just rolling a joint. You hadn't actually lit the joint
Right.
yet. So she couldn't do anything to you.
Exactly. Yeah, so and she didn't care about, and the whole thing is, my whole life, it's been illegal.
Right.
And so, like, of course, I look over my shoulder, I see a cop, and of course...
Your heart starts to race. Right? The adrenaline starts to pump.
Right?
Yeah.
But I don't have to worry about that. And I was talking to somebody just a little bit ago. Michigan is the first Midwest state to actually legalize it for recreational use.
That's great.
It's awesome, man. I mean,
what I think is amazing is there are hundreds of species of animals on the earth that consume the cannabis plant, right? Like lots and lots of them. There are only 2 of them that hate cannabis. One of them is the pot-hating llama of Ecuador, and the other is
You're making that up.
Yeah, I am. Really, it's ludicrous, right? This is a natural plant, and the idea of making this crap illegal, these people are nuts. They're nuts, and you should just laugh at them. The kind of laugh that like a little bit of spittle flies out of your mouth and lands on their face. That kind of laugh. And
you don't want to spit
who
on
talks,
a cop.
Sorry, you could laugh.
It's for me. I mean, it's a like you said, it's a plant that grows up. And, it's very easy to cultivate. And,
that's why they call it weed. Dodger,
right.
Thanks for the call, brother. I appreciate the story. Thanks for telling it here tonight. Just, looking at the difference between now and the past, and, you had to be afraid of the police in these places, and it's going to take some experience before people kind of get used to not freaking out. And, I have to wonder, we had somebody call in earlier tonight who said that she got paranoid when she was smoking cannabis.
I've gotten paranoid smoking cannabis. I don't smoke cannabis as a result.
Right.
My suggestion would be is stay away from cheap weed.
Well, if they're not, everybody's got different results from smoking different weed or whatever. But my point was going to be, if you can't get arrested for it anymore, if there's no real fear around the consequences of its use as far as the legal consequences, is it less likely to cause paranoia? I mean, because one of the things that you should be paranoid about, because they are actually out to get you, is where the police are in relation to you if you're in a state in which cannabis is illegal. There's a completely legitimate reason to look over your shoulder and be paranoid about getting caught for that sort of thing.
If it's a mounted police officer, you have to worry about him coming up on you on his high horse.
Is that a joke? I don't even know.
Yes.
855.
It's a high horse.
Oh, so yes. See, I didn't even catch that one. 850. Well, you didn't catch the other jokes earlier today. 855 450 free. So, yeah, is somebody who has been paranoid about smoking cannabis, I mean, I'm not saying they can put their finger on why they're paranoid, right? That may not be something, right? Like they may just feel a certain way and call that paranoia, and it feels uncomfortable. But how much of it is caused by the fear of legal consequence? That's got to be a big burden on some people.
Right. It'd be hard to be paranoid about something that is legal.
I mean, I suppose you could be paranoid about other things,
sure.
Like, you're paranoid about what it might do to you long term.
Did my cat run away?
Yeah, or did I leave a cake in the oven or something like that? Maybe
all that
in those cases. But anyway, your thoughts are certainly welcome. We continue. David is in New Mexico. David, you're on Free Talk Live. Go ahead.
Hi. I don't think the paranoia comes from fear of something in particular. I think the paranoia is just intrinsic to the use of the chemical in some people. I think that's what that is.
Could be.
I had a interesting conversation last night. I had called into excuse me. I had called into the Coast to Coast last night when Ian Punnett, if you know Ian Punnett.
We met him once a long time ago.
Yeah, he's awesome.
It was at a talk show. Hang on, David. We'll let you tell the rest of your Ian Punnett story. He hasn't been to too many of those talk conferences. I think he went to like one or two, and I don't think we've seen him since then.
Yeah, what's that say about our choice to keep going?
It's important to go to those conferences.
There you go.
It's the who's who. If you want to be somebody in the business, you got to schmooze it up with the somebodies, right? In fact, we're going to be going back coming up in June, early June, and we'll tell you about how we can do that with your help coming up on Free Talk Live.
Does your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy? Come to Dynavite for help.
Order a 90-day supply of Dynavite.
Dynavite for life.
Pick up 2 tubes of Doggo Suds.
Get the 3rd tube free.
Peppermint, tea tree, lavender, Doggo Sud shampoo.
Made with all-natural coconut, jojoba, aloe. Great for healthy skin and soft, shiny coats.
But no itchy, harsh chemicals.
Lather up, rinse away.
Try Doggo Suds. Buy 2, get 1 free.
At Dynavite.com.
DINOVITE.com.
Did you know you can legally exit the U.S. federal income tax system? Well, it's true, and thousands of American nationals are doing it. The 16th Amendment and the Internal Revenue Code are legal, but only in a limited jurisdiction. This is the basis behind the voluntary nature of the income tax. Learn the exit strategy provided by Congress. Find out more by visiting weissparis.com and watch our numerous videos. That's WEISS Paris.com.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business, so make sure that they create a positive impression with Reputation Defender. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with Reputation Defender. Call 800-831-0771 now. That's 800-831-0771. For your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with Reputation Defender. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-831-0771 to learn more. 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771.
Hi, I'm Derek J. To me, an activist's calling is to actively work to advance a cause. The cause for which I work is personal freedom. I believe my life is best when I engage in voluntary interactions and self-government. I reject the idea that anyone else has a higher claim to my life or my body than I do. I see people who call themselves the government as a threat to my personal freedom. I realize you may feel differently, but my relationship with the people who call themselves the government is completely involuntary. If Starbucks used some of its money to drop bombs, I wouldn't shop there. So why would I support the American empire? The empire does not require my consent.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. That's victimlesscrimespree.com. There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
There are basically 2 types of advertising, direct response and branding. Radio's great for direct response with its low cost to listener ratio, but audio can't be beat for branding, which is a longer-term endeavor. You want to be the first thing that someone thinks of when they think about your product or service. If you have a local business that you want kept top of mind in your community, call the station. If you need national reach, Free Talk Live's got around 200 radio stations, millions of monthly listening sessions, can suit all budgets, and if we don't think we're right for you, we'll tell you. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
Love what we do? Please help support our international satellite channels at patreon.lrn.fm. That's patreon.lrn.fm.
Hey, it's Free Talk Live. You can join us here. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. And yes, it is the 420 edition of Free Talk Live. We covered quite a bit about 420 and cannabis and kind of the sea change affecting society across the United States.
How about this metro.co.uk headline, Meet the nuns who rake in $1 million a year growing and selling cannabis.
That sounds really interesting. This is in the UK?
Presumably. It's just a headline.
Well, sometimes they write about other places. But yeah, very interesting stuff. So the times they are changing. Of course, we still take your calls here. We haven't changed much as far as the format of this show over all the years. Still open phones every single night of the week. We're live all 7 nights a week. If you're new to the program, welcome to it. If you just found us on
in California.
Oh, cool. If you just found us on our video streaming platforms, we're on DLive over at dlive.lrn.fm. We got Twitch at twitch.lrn.fm. We're still over on YouTube as well. And let's see, what else you need to know? Oh, yeah, the AMP program. I said that we were going to that talk show conference. We go to Talkers Magazine's yearly new media seminar in New York City. And it's listeners like Reasonable Voice, who is a Free Talk Live silver amplifier, who helped make that possible for us. It's $5 a month to be a silver amplifier. That's the price that we ask. You can do more. Some people do gold for $10 a month, and there's platinum as well. But if you do $5 a month, you get access to some pretty cool perks, some bonuses, like access to the supporters discussion rooms on our Discord server. We've got the AMP-only Facebook group as well. Nobody asks for that anymore, by the way, for the people who...
It's still pretty active.
Yeah, I've heard it's active, but it's one of those things that if somebody wants it, I'll get them in there. Like I'll send you their name, and you can add them in there because you're still on Facebook. But it's in there, the invitation that I send out to everybody that joins the AMP program, which we're not deluged by joiners, let me tell you. It's pretty slow. We've got about 200 amplifiers. We kind of lose a couple, gain a couple, lose a couple, so we're sort of plateaued out there. But of those who do join, they don't ask to be put in the Facebook group. But it's there for you if you're still on Facebook. You get some cool perks as an amplifier. And most importantly, you help us advertise, market, and promote Free Talk Live. So if you like the fact that we're on broadcast radio on over 190 radio stations coast to coast,
bringing the ability to Americans to get on and express their opinions.
Absolutely. If you like the fact that we're on Twitch and DLive and YouTube, and we're streaming on the internet, and we've got satellite channels that are broadcasting us, and there's telephone lines that you can call in, and if there's a way to listen, we want to be there, basically. If you like that, the fact that we're out there as much as we are, and you want us to get out there even more, please amp the show. You can do it with PayPal, credit card, or Bitcoin BTC over at amp.freetalklive.com, amp.freetalklive.com. As we continue, David is still on the line here, just began telling us a story. Go ahead, David.
Yeah, Ian Punnett, or Punnett. But you had a caller, Thor, the dude that trafficked my children. His name is Odin. I should have him call in, and you can have all the gods on the program.
Okay, so what was the story?
Ian Punnett. So I called up Coast to Coast last night. Ian Punnett was the guest host, and he's a pretty cool dude. I like him. I've talked to him before, and talked to him on the internet, whatever. But so first thing, he spent a minute. He was talking about Albuquerque because I was calling from Albuquerque, so he asked me about Breaking Bad, and so
of course
I had to tell him. Yeah, of course. So I had to tell him that I was in the pilot of that. And so after that, I was telling him about this thing with the KUNM, the university radio station that has banned me and is actually prosecuting me as we speak in court.
They banned you from calling their station.
Right, a public radio station.
And they're prosecuting me. There's an open court case. You can look at it you can see it online in the New Mexico case lookup and see the entire 24 entries or whatever it is showing the progress of the case. And anyway, so I was discussing that with him, and I wanted to get his opinion on it. Also, George Norrie and their producer, Tom Danheiser, specifically went out of their way to ask me to call in and keep them updated. And so I which I'm doing, which I intend to do, but I wanted to talk to Ian about it since he is in the radio business as well, obviously, and he is he's a professor at K-State. And so since this involved both radio and a public institution, university radio station, I thought he might be specifically qualified to comment on it.
All right. So what did he say?
What I did, and one more thing, what I didn't know before the call that I found out afterward or during the call is that he is the chief operating officer or the chief operations officer of the K-State public university radio station,
Okay.
and so he's got a specific vested interest.
He's triply
And so
qualified.
Yes, and so his response was interesting, because as I started to plead my case, I could tell in his little vocal mannerisms that he was taking an oppositional side to what I was presenting.
Mm-hmm.
And it came out when he gave his argument. The only thing that he came up with is he said that, first of all, he shut my microphone off. He didn't disconnect me, but he muted my microphone so I couldn't respond to anything he was saying. And then he went off on how that people, and apparently he's got some other experience with this, that people that are taxpayers think that because they pay the taxes and they technically own the radio station because they own the university, that they can control what the station does. But what he equated that to is that the taxpayers feel like they can come in there and turn on this microphone and turn off that microphone. And so he missed. I was disappointed because I think he missed the entire point of the discrimination. And when you're a public institution and we have a First Amendment and we have a 14th Amendment about equal access, then I think that citizens that do own the station and pay for it have a right to at least be heard, even if you disagree.
I think you've got a strong argument in this case, at least as far as your right to be heard on a purported public radio station that takes phone calls. Although, his point is important as well. It's like, well, where do you draw the line? It's a public this or that. It's a public office. Does that mean that I have the right to go down to the city manager's office here in Keene, New Hampshire, and barge right in and,
Poop on the desk.
Yeah, anytime, right. Do something awful, or just, stand in there until I darn well feel like leaving. I mean, so, there is a line that is going to be drawn somewhere. And I don't think that your position is unreasonable, David, to say that, well, yeah, I could understand I shouldn't be able to go in and grab the microphone any old time I want to. There's usually a process at most of these stations. Like
in many cases, they tell you to ask people to call in. And then in this David's case, they ask him to call in, and then he gets some kind of stalking charge or whatever.
Well, right. And so,
it's crazy.
I can understand both sides of this of, well, there has to be a line drawn somewhere. But on the other side, David's saying, well, I should at the very least be able to call into this show. I don't think he's asking too much in that particular case. And I wish you good luck with the trial and whatever comes out of it. I'm sure you'll let us know. Thanks for the call, David. The toll-free number here tonight is 855-450-FREE. Mark, do you want to even just give us a summary of this case from, where was it? With a crazy woman attacking somebody's diorama? Or
Sure. This is from NJ.com.
Right,
this is from New Jersey. A woman tore down a New Jersey dentist's sexy Playboy bunny display, facing criminal mischief charges. So basically, this guy puts up some mannequins in Playboy bunny outfits. It's Easter time.
Yep.
However, it's also the anniversary of Hugh Hefner's death or something.
Is that right?
Right. So the guy's, he likes to put up displays. He puts up displays every holiday season or whatever. This has obviously gotten a lot of attention. The news media is down there with a camera.
Hugh Hefner's death was September 27th, 2017.
Okay, maybe it was his birth?
Born April 9th.
Okay, there you go. Whatever. Yeah. So this lady sees the cameras, and she's got blue hair and tattoos. So the dentist's claim is she's just in this for the attention, and this may be the case. I don't know, whatever. But she's like, my son is in high school, and he shouldn't be seeing this stuff on the way from home.
Yeah, he should be seeing it on the internet, where 2 girls, 1 cup.
Right. Her son is seeing whatever he wants on the internet. So this is ridiculous that some mannequins are somehow a problem. Yeah. But anyway, she takes down the mannequins and puts them in the guy's driveway.
Really?
And he then basically goes after her. She's now been charged with criminal mischief, and that's that. Apparently,
so she didn't steal them. She didn't destroy them. She just took them down.
Yeah, there's like a head off of one.
Oh, wow.
It's not exactly. They're certainly not in the shape that
she
they were.
She went psycho. Did she do it in front of her son?
She did it on TV, in front of the TV news. The news.
She
cameras.
Called the news.
No, the news was already there. And then she sees the cameras, and then she's
so she made a huge show of this.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. So there's video.
Yes.
Of her freaking out on these mannequins.
Yes.
I got to see this.
With the New Jersey, she's just picking them up, and she's using a pair of little garden shears to take some of the zip ties that are holding baskets in the models' hands or whatever.
Wow.
By the way, there are Easter eggs and Easter baskets in this.
So it was an
display
Easter diorama, a sexy
it pretty clearly
Easter.
Is. It pretty clearly is.
So it's not because she's like a crazy Christian or whatever. It's
I don't know what the answers are.
She's just crazy.
Crazy might be the reason. I don't know.
Out of time for tonight. I do want to see the video though, Mark. So be sure you post that on our social media.
I gotcha.
That way, folks can check that out at their leisure. Between now and tomorrow night, you can join us online. In the meantime, over at freetalklive.com. And happy 420 to y'all. Have a safe one.
Individual. This is a special alert for business owners, consultants, coaches, folks planning retirement, entrepreneurs, and anyone who is saving and investing to build a financial future. You are likely aware that financial privacy for most people has recently died a miserable death. And let's face it, without privacy, there really is no security, is there? Bankrupt governments and banks on the verge of collapse are perhaps the biggest threat to your financial future today. The Lighthouse Law Club recognizes this and has been working diligently to provide safe, secure, and productive tools to ensure your privacy, your financial security, and your future financial well-being, despite the catastrophes which many people fear are looming ahead of us. Find out more with a variety of free videos on the YouTube channel for Lighthouse Law Club. Just search YouTube for Lighthouse Law Club and secure your future today.
What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveatpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveatpurse.com. LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and